We are live. We are live. And as we go live,
Since we have to stop transformer noises, doesn't it?
What'd you say?
Business, but it's in the
I mean, you can just don't do anything racist and you're good.
What? I didn't talk about Transformers.
Oh, I thought you were.
I
thought you were talking about like swearing and everything else, and I'm like, no, like curse like a sailor because you are all sailors.
I mean, you're right.
All right, done. And I realized my music was not going appropriately last time, so I will be fixing that now. So let's go into the thing. And hello, everybody. Give us 1 second. We are starting shortly. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hello. Let's go into the Hydrobot, please and thank you. Done.
Whoa.
Sorry if that went loud.
It just scared me.
It spooked you.
Yeah.
It spooked.
It's spoopy.
It spooked. Well. All right. First, really. Thank you, Darker.
Gotcha, bud.
All right. Well, I don't really need to wait for the starting scene. We could just get in it to win it. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hi. Welcome to another live stream of the Arcadian campaign. I am your GM and host, Heroes Legacy, and with a wonderful cast and crew for the Arcadian campaign. If you guys want to introduce yourself real quick, we'll get introductions fresh out of the way and go right into the game and a bit of the story. And I'll get that recap.
Alright, well, that's usually me. Greetings, friends. My name is Tillin, and I play the mischievous Sundered Spear Mordecai Talark. Originally a hunter from Nasir. He's seeking to make the world a better place. He is agile with his spear and a master of the one-eyed wink, and often lets curiosity get the better of him. And is currently cursed by the DM. The dice made me do it.
What would you ever mean cursed? It's just me talking in your little old head.
Yes, so this is what I deal with for probably most of the session, so looking forward to that.
Garreth, if you would like to go next.
Hello, I am young Lionheart. I am playing Garreth, our stoic scholar. He's kind of a wandering scholar, likes old stuff, temples, history, yada yada. Kind of roped into this mess because I'm here. If you know Orin from Final Fantasy X, it's basically kind of what he's like. Yeah. Next.
Wonderful. Dalashi.
I'm KT, and I play Dalashi. Dalashi is trying to find his own way and find his missing father. Sometimes he's impulsive, and sometimes he thinks stuff through. He uses magic and a whip that was passed down to him.
Wonderful. And last, start rootin' tootin' shootin'. Vrost.
Hello there. Darker is the name, Frost is the character I play, and I'm wanted for murder in 3 different parts of Valua.
Is that your intro at the mixer?
His intro with the mixer. It would be like, oh, hey, yeah, here's my poster for this time, there's my poster for the other time, and this is my recent bounty update. Gotta keep
and I never get my notes
right. They never get his notes right.
Oh my god.
Oh, man. Well, with that introductions out of the way, welcome once again, everybody. Hey, thank you for the love and support, Ensil. To recap, last time on the Arcadian, our group ventured through into the realms of the Ixa Ness and discovered the Temple of Rixus with the help of the Amazonians called the Ixa Ness Demons. Went through the upper floors where unfortunately their party had gotten split up and had to, Indiana Jones-esque style, avoid traps, figure out clues, hints to the temple itself, and found a few lore bits with our split off parties. they have finally slowly started to reconvene and are actually getting ready for a fight. So, everyone, I believe I have this done correctly. We will be rolling for initiative. I should have a table roll initiative. Give me 1 second. And I also need to change the music. I realized. Oh man, great! I'm so
Hold for show.
It's okay.
Hold for show.
You're doing good, Mark.
It's worth noting, and I'm going to call you out here. Our DM is not at his his usual, call it headquarters. So, bear with him for any hiccups, because he's doing his best.
I'm currently in between moving at the moment, and I just rushed over, brought my setup to a friend's place, and I'm trying to continue our usual game time. So thank you for all who are joining, for the support, for the shenanigans, and welcome aboard. Custom, no, roll? Turn order roll? I think you just have to right click on your figure and, yes, no, everyone has a turn. Oh, mass roll initiative. There we go. Okay, it did it for you.
Oh? Are we all gonna get the same number?
I hope not.
That'd be great. We can all just go at once together.
Yeah,
That's
that'd
how
be
it
like
works,
what we're
right?
already doing. Alright.
Wow, everybody's rolling really high.
Man, I wish I rolled this high on my other campaigns. Shit.
I'm probably gonna roll low.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Something's going on here.
What's worse? Is this you in charge of this?
Yeah, it was me in charge of it. I set everyone's characters to character tokens and things to do rolls in the game itself, and it did a thing. It did a thing. It did the thing that I wasn't expecting, but it still did the thing, but not really.
We're going to have to resort to Boulder Parchment Shears.
We are probably going to have to resort to Boulder Parchment Shears. I will leave it up to the group. If you would like to go with those, I'll try to do for the. No, it didn't. Yep, it didn't do it. So here's.
All right, nerds. Standard roll off.
Here's what I'll do. Everyone, roll your notice checks.
Oh, well then, in that case.
Yes, roll your notice checks.
Holy
Holy
shit!
Card.
All right.
Card time.
All right. I need a.
I'm just saying, I didn't ask for this, but I will take it.
You were not wrong. You're not wrong.
I didn't ask for this.
It's like you don't want the responsibility of having a card.
Currently?
Too much.
You got your card, friend. You got your card solidly.
Last weekend I had a character that hallucinated to attack at the party. I'm afraid it's gonna happen this week.
Oh my god, you just have a trend going on, huh?
Right?
He does. Alright, we'll change up the music here.
Does that say something about you, or?
It might.
I'm gonna roll for them as well on the sides here. Let's see what I'm working with here.
No, I don't think you need to roll for them.
3. Okay.
Well, then they get to go first.
Okay, so turn order is going to go like so. It is going to go, and I can at least edit this, because I can at least select who is turn order in this icon. Yeah, there we go. Yep. All right, perfect. So turn order is going to go. Oh man, why are there doubles of people? I need to get rid of these doubles. All right, get rid of you. Get rid of you.
You just wait till I get that next limit break that you so generously proposed.
Yep. Everybody gets another limit break because of all wonderful things. So I need that turn, and I need add turn for you. So it's going to go Mordecai, then one of the creatures that you do not know the name of yet. So Mordecai, enemy, Dalashi, Garreth, then the other enemy, then Vrost. So I will have the turn order set up here on the side. There we go. Vrost is going last. Yep, Vrost is going last. There we go. Ha! Turn order success. You should be able to look if you click turn order in your table. I believe you guys have it as well. It'll show up there. So this way, now we can see the turn order and everything else. So
that's nice.
there we go. Conveniency. Also, here's your damn card, Mordecai.
Didn't ask for it. We'll take it.
You got full threes.
I did.
I can't
Perfect
not
roll.
give you a card for that. So there you go. You can't get any more. There is the cap of 5, though.
Oh, that's the thing. Okay.
That is the thing. There is a cap of 5. I stated that in an earlier stream.
Well, I've written it down, so it is long.
This way you can always have one on hand, but you can't stockpile.
What if I want to stockpile though?
Then roll after you use a limit break.
I want to stockpile.
No!
I want 100 cards.
I'm not going to
So I
give you
can
the
stack
world
my
on a
limit.
silver platter.
You might have to take a stump for that. Is all I'm saying.
Oh jeez.
Don't give
no,
me ideas.
I'm not giving you a stunt for extra limit breaks here.
We'll see.
All right, so Mordecai, you are up first. What are you doing, friend? You are it's very fitting because you were the first one to notice this. These two robotic-like organisms come down from the ceiling, and they are definitely a mixture of machine and biometal. You see them come down, and they start looking at your other two party members who were in the middle of investigating some routes in various areas, seeing if there was a switch in the temple itself that they could progress for.
Okay.
And just as you had found your door, now these two have come down, and it seemed like they are on high alert. Definitely not friendly. They are about to start going at it with your party. Your Vrost and Dalashi just noticing enough, turning around. As I said, you're up first. What are you doing?
Okay. So quick thinking. Ross is already point blank, but I've seen him in close quarters, and Dalashi usually likes to go a little bit farther. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cast. I don't have the spell was pulled up. The electric debuff on this one.
Ooh, so Drillnos.
Yes.
Or Drillin, because you have depending on the spell. All right. So roll me magic, friend.
Just try to. I don't know how big these things are. Well, at least how hard these things are, but they're big.
They are about the size of like almost to the ceiling, and it looked like they were just cradled up into little sectionals on the roof itself. 3. All right. Are you trying to hit one or both?
I'm trying to focus the one because I don't use this spell very often. So.
Okay. Which one are you trying to focus?
The one that looks closer to Dalashi.
One that looks closer to Dalashi. Done. Let's see if Will is high enough. Will is barely. You activate your magic and change your spears, sundering it out, and the effect takes hold. A wave of electricity starts to wrap and seep and sap the strength from this machine, and you see it slightly kind of hulch over, but then it just rears back up. It looks like it had some effect, but maybe not too much.
Oh, shit. Oh, hope that helps. And something for you to consider. I actually can't select my character right now. But,
Oh, fun.
I would probably move here.
Okay.
Just try to keep both of them in sight and I guess harass this one.
You wanted to move there?
Yeah,
Did it move for you?
I did.
Okay. Try refreshing your browser too. Also, everyone, just so you all know, there were some updates. So everyone's health, the damage that you can take, as far as your will, your physical stress, and your consequences is listed on your character token. So
Ooh.
that will be noted. So all you have to do is click your character token and you'll see how much. It'll say blank of 4, blank of 3 for your stress. And then for your consequences, it'll have a total of 12 for the number of consequence. Actually, I can...
I clicked my token and it's not doing anything there, bud.
It's not doing anything on your token?
Let me refresh roll 20.
Yeah, try refreshing. Delashi, are you able to touch on your token?
No, but I'll refresh too.
Nope.
No, nothing?
Okay.
Let me see.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's... Sometimes these things happen. Technical difficulties abound. So that was yours.
I can't click on mine.
I will just edit as we go through them and try to fix it on the sidelines as we go through this turn order. So up next is going to be the robot, or the machine that... Which one? Yep. So the one by Vrost. Vrost, roll me fighting. Vrost, it takes a swing at you and it doesn't deal damage, but it knocks you back a peg. The wind just kind of coming out from your chest as you get knocked back into the wall. You don't take a point of damage this time, but you do get pushed back further. And then it's going to... All right. The other thing that you notice, Ross, it seems to swirl with a bit of green energy, and it just kind of pulses it through its body, and that's it. Delashi, you're up next. What are you doing?
Okay, so what exactly do they look like?
They look exactly like those tokens. It is a big, hulking base attached to a center section with arms that have more fluid motion to it, but still seem mechanical in nature. Almost kind of like two tree-trunked vines, I would say, for arms. Where there's like the base pod in the center.
Okay.
They do appear to be hovering and have some sense of like levitation / flight.
How exactly high up are they? You said
they're just hovering, I would say, like a foot or two off the ground. That's why you didn't really notice them. They kind of went from the ceiling, lowered themselves down, and were hovering there, and they just swung it at Vrost.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm going to, let's see. I'm gonna use my whip and try. Would I be able to wrap it around one of its arms?
You can. You can try. You can try to grapple it.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
All right, done. Roll me fighting.
Okay, give me a sec. I gotta check my sheet. Okay. Let's see. Oh. That didn't go well.
Oof. Yeah, you try to whip and like take control of it, and it instead ends up pulling you closer to it.
Dang.
You were just, I'm going to move your token, and you'll just be right next to it.
Okay.
Technically, you still have an action because you still have a movement and a non-combative action. So if you want to do either of those, you can.
I would actually like to move back from it.
Okay, your whip is still kind of taut around it.
It's tangled on it?
It's still kind of tangled on it, but you can get like a little bit of give.
Okay. Can I use my non-combative action to get my whip off, or no?
No, not for that one.
Okay, well I guess I'm gonna stay where I am because I don't need my whip.
All right, done and done. Up next, Garreth. You hear a slight commotion. Roll me, because you weren't a part of this fight. I still had you roll initiative either way, though. You hear some commotion going on about. Give me a investigation roll. Oof. You hear some things from various directions. Unfortunately, you can't quite discern where they are. You know it's potentially the rest of your crew because you hear some kind of shouts and clamor here and there. And it could be from the southern end, it could be from the northern end. You're not 100% sure. If you want to spend some time, maybe your next action you could try a bit more to discern that location. Maybe a switch, maybe something else. If you would like to roll me investigation for anything else, I'll give you that.
I mean, guess I can just walk down here and...
If you want to try another direction or something else elsewhere, that is fine.
I can just peek down here.
Done and done. Go peek.
I can't.
Yeah, let me.
We still can't.
Gotcha. I'm fixing it now. I realize what happened. It happened because of the initiative things that I tried. All right. Are you able to move it now? For
Nope.
you, Garreth? No? Okay. Up next will be the other machination. The machination that Mordecai used magic on. It's going to take a swing at Delashi.
No.
Delashi, roll me fighting.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, it tries to take a swing at you, and you end up actually getting your whip back because it tries to swing at you with the whip hand, almost like a bounce paddle, trying to pull and then swing, and it fails miserably. Done. It's going to do one more thing. It also, you see, much like the other one, it glows, charges up with some green energy, pulsates, and then doesn't show anything else. It just has a little bit of green hue to it now. And that is that. Vrost, it is your turn, friend.
Oh boy. Oh, so thankfully I've got some space between me and it. So we're pulling out the problem solver since it's what I had in my hands. We're just gonna fire away.
You're going to fire away? All right, done. Problem solver. Locked and load. Where are you shooting? And correction. Which is it burst or is it point?
It is currently points, considering that we're all close quarters. Fran's like, okay, let's not use the burst here.
You know what? Sometimes you might want to take that risk, so I just figured I'd ask.
Not yet, but we're saving it for later.
All right, done and done, friend.
But yeah, just flipping it over the point. Oh hey, I could have controlled that token.
There you go. Fixing it all as I go. Done. What did you roll, friend?
Rolling my magic. Pew pew.
Give me the pew-pews.
There's a 4 for you.
There's a 4. All right, let's see what I get here.
I even gave finger guns for good luck.
Finger guns for good luck. Well, your finger guns are just lucky enough. You roll and you pierce a portion of the upper neck sectional, and the green charge dissipates.
Neat.
You don't see. It's hard to tell how much damage if you did at all, but you know you stopped something by the looks of it. Would you like to move or take a non-combative action?
I would like to move. Decision is just aware, considering that I'm pinned on Brutes with this giant machination in front of me.
You weren't. So any of the terrain right over there just takes two of the movement spaces. So you can get through there. You weren't pinned, you were pushed. So you were kind of thrown back into rough terrain. So if you'd like to move, you can. Just it'll be a bit rough to do it.
Or am I allowed to move?
1, 2, 3. I would say right over to here if you want. Or if you want to get closer to Delashi. If you want to get closer to Delashi, you could probably get right next to Delashi. Get some back-to-back gun shooting style.
Yeah, Farron's actually gonna go and like buddy up to Delashi. Shoulder to shoulder.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Let's do this.
Done and done. Done and done. All right. So with that, it is top of the round. Mordecai, it is your turn.
Okay, so I saw Vrost hit this thing in the chin and whatever charge dissipated on it.
Yes.
So this one still has a somewhat charge to it. Words are hard.
Yes, that one has a somewhat. It looked like it has more of a charge. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna extend the short sword into a glaive and try to see if I can find the chink in the armor.
Done, done, and done.
What makes this thing tick doesn't give me any kind of advantage when attacking, like mechanical things.
What does it say?
No, it's not that.
No, maybe.
Gain advantage when using crafts to take something apart. So.
Correct. So,
I mean, you're kind of taking it apart.
how are you going to fight this?
All right, then I have 2 or 3 quick questions.
Yes.
So there's some kind of seam here on the head, and whatever arm joint is moving the arms.
Yep.
Does that look like it has something I can potentially like wedge something into?
Yes, it does, friend.
Okay.
Would you like to hop onto it?
I would.
All right, done. Roll me athletics.
Yeet.
You were so lucky. You barely are able to hop on as the hovering motion just kind of bends and bobs with it, trying to recalculate for the weight. It makes a bit of a swinging motion, turning around but getting back into form, hovering, turning, giving one full 360 circle, and then still going, looking at Vrost and Delashi. You are now on its back, and roll me fighting. Because you wanted to roll for that, but roll it with advantage for that. What makes this thing tick?
Cool. So advantage is either reroll or just add +2.
Yep, reroll or +2.
I'll pump that to 4. That's fine.
Done and done. Let's see. I'll take that into account. 4. Oh, and this is the one that you drained. Okay. All right, you have a solid success. You're able to jam and wedge your glaive into the upper shoulder section where there's some like chunks, metal plating, kind of an armor, and able to peel it back off and seeing some kind of like roots, but vine-like power cables.
I was about to say, am I seeing like roots and vines instead of cabling?
Yeah.
Huh. So there's. Oh, interesting. Oh shit.
Alrighty. You were able to put more chink in its armor. So now when everybody who is attacking this one, I'm going to give it an aspect of chink in the armor. So anyone who attacks this one can invoke this for free to add a +1 to their rolls. So
cool.
There you go.
Do I have anything left in the tank for me, or was that?
That is it for that.
Cool.
If you'd gotten a higher roll, I would have added some damage, but since it just got a little above it,
that's fine.
That's what you got.
Cool.
All right,
pass.
done. So pass. Next one's going to be the upper Mechanation. The upper Mechanation moves down to pin down on Vrost and Delashi. I need a fighting roll from both of you. Oof. You both get slammed down as vines now grow around you, binding you to the floor. Vrost, you still have, it's mostly like your mid sections that are there. So like waists, your waists are pinned down, and their vines growing alongside them, pinning you to the floor. You still have function of your arms and everything else, but you both are bound now to the floor.
Oh, jeez.
Next up, Delashi, you can go.
Okay, so how much movement can I actually do?
You cannot move at all now.
Yeah.
So
Can I cast magic?
you can still cast if you'd like to cast.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna cast. So this one has the weak point, right?
Correct. The one on the right has a weak point.
Yeah. I would like to try to aim and shoot ice shards at it.
Aim and shoot an ice shard at it? Alright.
Yeah.
How are you doing this? With your whip? Or...
I mean, I can just do it. I mean, I'm not gonna use my whip. I'm just gonna use my hand.
Damn. Alright. I was going to give you
Nice
disadvantage.
Nice try.
Alright, so you're going to use the crystals that are in your hand.
Yeah.
Alright. Roll me magic. Alright. You throw an ice. You wave your hand out and it glows with purple magic, shooting at an ice shard. It hits. You're aiming at the one right there, so that's that's the +1, and the -1 for it. It does a good chip. You see shards of ice just kind of cascading and barraging down its center form. Just kind of impaling into its armor all alongside there. Although you can't really see the face of the machine, it looks like it's doing something. It's definitely impaled with ice.
Okay.
You see its
So
little
is
bits
it
and bobs
something?
whir as there's flashes of green on it, and then they fade a bit. It hovers and then goes back down.
Okay. Wow.
Giving machinations a tell. A
Emotions.
tell. All right.
So for my movement, can I struggle against the?
Nope, that is a combative action.
Okay.
Yep. So you were stuck there. If you want to do something else that's non-combative, I can give that for you.
No.
Okay, not a problem then. Everyone now should be able to move their tokens, except for the people who are stuck now. So,
Fitting.
there you go, friends. Garreth, it is your turn. Roll me another investigation. 3? Okay. You definitely hear it now coming more. You take a look around the corner. You open up the area up. Let me reveal this to you. You still hear the clamoring and everything else from the side areas. As you look down that tunnel, you see there's a totem pole in the center walkway. It actually has eyes all alongside it that flare and light up. And they start to look at you from that distance. It seems like it is also on alert for something, noticing that there's something else there. Yep, I gotta do this. There we go. This is hard working with one screen. I'm sorry. GM lay. There we go. Oh, hold on. There we go. That's the right one. And token. There you go. You notice that right there. It is looking at you. What are you doing? It has eyes on different sections of the totem that
That's
kind
not
of
creepy at all.
pivot around on its center section, and each section of the totem pivots and now locks and looks your direction.
Well, seeing as how I finally heard the other noise,
You did hear the other noise, and you think you can gauge that they are in the direction that you were looking at before.
okay, just gonna kind of stare at this thing and just start backing up slowly in like the direction, because he's like, you know, he's kind of had enough being, you know, dumped in goop, dealing with oversized sloths who fall asleep in front of him, and you know,
Are you
and
able
having
to move your
Indiana
token?
Jones's way. Yeah.
Perfect. You're going to Indiana Jones your way. You're going to like nope out of there.
Yeah, just kind of like, yeah, you know, just kind of like, yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so you go back and over to the side.
Treating it like that SCP, basically, just stare at it and just slowly back away.
Just watch it. Blink for 1 second. Keep watching it.
Yeah.
You notice that there is a door back over to where you were at. Because of the other workings that you did for the earlier sections of this temple, I'll give it to you that you can go over to here now. You find a side panel, click the door, and are able to open it up. It spins and clicks, putting you on the opposite side, and you're greeted with the visual of Ross and Dalashi pinned to the ground, and Mordecai just Shadow the Colossus style riding up on the Hydra's back.
Oh, hi, Garreth.
What did I walk into? This looks like some bad hentai.
Oh god.
What's a hentai?
Don't
Oh!
worry about it.
So with
Don't worry about it.
it is now the other machination's turn. The one that got drill notes. All right, this should be the last one for that. So Mordecai, what you see because you're riding up on the back of this thing, the yellowish glow and hue that you put onto this machination is now dissolved. It seems like the spell that you had on it, it was good enough, but it wasn't strong as it fades. And now it looks to shake you and ram itself around, flying up. Roll me fighting.
I will do so. Dink.
Dun dun dun, that's a 3. The -1 doesn't count for him for this one. Alright, Mordecai, I will give you a choice for this one. Would you like to either take a point of physical stress or get off of it? One of the two, because it is ramming itself up to the ceiling.
I'm hanging on.
You're hanging on?
I've got plans for this thing.
Alright, it just kind of lifts itself and tries to hit back where it started from, and you just get collapsed up.
This was a fighting check, right?
This was a fighting check.
Okay, and I'm technically aligned to yellow magic. If I see what this thing's doing, could I try to like roll up onto my back and like interpose my legs and overclock prosthetics this?
Ooh, you can do that. Do you want to spend a fate point for that then?
I will. It's already spent.
All right, so you spent a fate point, and as it was jettisoning itself up to the ceiling to smack both you and it, just pressing you like a fly on its back, you overclock your prosthetics and put your legs up to the ceiling itself and hold them there, and are holding both yourself and it just barely there as it whirs and tries to pulsate its engine or its float system right there to hit you up against the wall, and it's just like and not able to get it up just because of your prosthetics there.
Technology.
You kick a bit more down and it gives up and goes back down to the rest. It now tries to pulsate with one more sense of green energy as its last thing. Dun 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 dun. Frost, it is your turn. What are you doing, friend?
After getting pushed down onto the ground, Farron's thumb is actually going to hit the switch, so it's to blast. And he's going to pull the trigger, trying to fight this thing back.
Oh! All right. You're hitting the one that hit you?
Yeah, just like, so the fallback, vine started going, his hand gets bumped, thumb hits the switch.
Roll me magic. You've set your phaser to blast.
I better not get shot.
Oh, you're.
I better not get shot. I already got
I need
shot by the
you
fucking
and Delashi both
Oh
to roll
my
will.
God. This is why Delashi doesn't like guns.
All right, so here's what happens. You whip out your gun and just tired of this shit. Point out, blast, and there is such a radius right there, hitting right here. It definitely caves and dents in the chest and almost snaps it from the lower half. As you see the fire of a Pyron come out of your gun and just smacking this thing square in that like lower, well, what you would guess would be a rib cage, hitting it and incinerating the vines that were growing over both you and Delashi. Unfortunately, going out of control, hitting in such an area of effect that both you and Delashi, well, Delashi takes 2 points of will.
Oh my god!
You take 1 point of will.
You shot me!
You are both free from the vines that were binding you, and it actually goes flying one section back off of you. It looks like it did some solid damage.
Fair just looks down, sees the switch that got flipped. He's like, "Oh."
Just watch. You shot me.
You son of a bitch! You shot me.
Thank you, Garreth.
There we
And
go.
it's not the first time either.
Like, I haven't shot you before this.
Octopus shot me.
So that's Galactopus. I'm not responsible for the things that
Yes, you
Galactopus.
are. You are. You
To
literally
be
tell him what to do.
Just imagine the
Shoot
middle
the
of this.
enemies. It's not my fault. You were still dressed like an enemy.
Oh my god.
Besides,
Terrible
Galactopus
parenting,
is
really.
wild.
Oh man. All right, and with that, top of the round, Mordecai, it is your turn again.
Okay. So would I be able to? I don't know if I could peel any of this back more, or take a look at the what I see
Yep.
from what is peeled back, and
You
try to
have an
get.
opening for whatever you would like to do right now, friend.
I'm going to tap into what makes this thing tick, and I'm gonna roll crafts. I'm gonna pull
You're just going to start ripping things out and trying to dissect this machine right here.
I'm gonna take a look at the quote wiring and be like, if I were the one wearing this would control the arm, and I'm gonna cut that.
Why don't you just blast a fireball in it?
All right.
That is
I mean-
plan. I had it written down. Hold on.
So,
That is plan B.
roll me crafts.
Plus my crafts is higher than my magic, so.
Yep. Okay. And you get advantage on that, correct?
I do. So I'll
Okay.
put that to a 6.
Pump that to a 6. All right.
And I'm just trying to fuck with this any way I can. Golden Goose would be if I can get this thing to punch the other thing.
You were so
Or shut it
lucky.
down.
Oh,
entirely.
that would be great.
You were so lucky you could bump that up to a 6.
I
So as you like reach in and try to start like taking control of this machination that's over here, you see that the vines almost try to grow over your arms,
Oh,
but
shit.
you just are able to cut and dissect the sections of roots that are there, and kind of almost the way your own tech is with your legs, are able to piece together, all right, so this joint would go here, this would go there, and you pull at the what would be the muscle of it all, and as it starts to grow over your arm, you just pull, and the whole thing yanks back into itself, unable to grasp at you, and you get it to swing at the other machination.
Got the battle!
Nice.
I'm gonna. The other one looks between you just decking it with your quote unquote Gundam now, just between decking it as well as Vross's shot, it's looking pretty beaten, battered. Its green essence flickering, almost like a strobe effect right now. And that is your combative. Are you doing any non-combative? Are you moving off this thing? Or are you just staying on and piloting?
No, I am staying put.
All right.
I like this.
All right.
Watch out for my left hook.
This will be
Having a
that.
tomb rave.
Dalashi, it is your turn. Go. You just saw Mordecai pilot now this other
Kind of feel like I shouldn't get in the way.
robot.
I don't want to get hit.
Yeah, it is flailing a bit about though, so be cautious.
So no more vines.
No more vines. They were seared off of you.
Okay. The one Mordecai on is flailing, and then the other one got in relation. What's the other one doing?
The other one is it's kind of trying to. Oh wait, no, never mind. It wasn't, because that was Mordecai's turn. Sorry, never mind. The one that that got hit by everything needs to take its turn. So hold for that 1 second. Okay. Done. All right. I need Mordecai, Dalashi, and Vrost all roll me will.
Okay.
Rolling well.
Good thing I got that ring.
Ooh. Hey, Mordecai.
Oh,
God.
fuck, here it is.
Oh,
wait a
Now we're
second.
peace and
Wait.
quiet, and here we go. Okay.
So,
Wait. Before
wait.
you bring that out.
Oh no.
you wait. This is
gonna happen,
combat.
Mark.
This is combat. You can't do that yet. You wait.
Hey, you
don't know
never
what's
said it
happening.
couldn't be during combat.
Wait. Oh wait. Yeah, that's right. Because it's
Exactly.
it's for something that gets inflicted though. Read it.
I'll wait, but just know it's gonna happen.
All
We're gonna
right.
weep, nerd.
All right. You gotta.
Fucking hell,
That's
God,
why I
I said.
said. That's why I said read the fine print.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Vrost, you and Mordecai get heaping of you see that the machination, as it's kind of seizuring with green energy, it lets out from every kind of crack and section of joint and little orifice on its body pulses out with green energy and noxious fumes. You and Mordecai both take. Well, technically, you take. Okay, you take 1 point. You take 1 point of will, Vrost. And Mordecai, you don't take a point of damage.
Oh man.
But now
I don't know why I'm more upset.
now you see DeLoco going crazy around you. The fumes kind of almost cascading as you take a breath and try to stop it. Kind of you see the image of DeLoco kind of pop up, and there's mini versions of him everywhere, crawling all over you, almost like sand scarabs. There's just ants all over you of little DeLocos going nuts, being trying to rip and pull you apart now. And that's what's in your mind.
Question.
Yes.
You want Will to go in the blue or red?
Will goes in the blue section. Yes.
All right.
Will goes in blue section. Physical stress goes in the red section.
What about the green section?
The green section is your consequence.
Oh.
So consequences will be going into the green sections. That's why Mordecai should have a 4 in the green section.
Oh. This is not explained. Dink.
Not a problem. I thought I already plugged it in, so I kept it there.
Shamelessly fixes token.
Wait, Dalashi, you're not a -2.
I think I put it in wrong.
It's just a 1. Just a 1.
Yeah.
There you go, friend. Done. Now you can go, Delashi. It is your turn.
Oh, thanks.
Yep.
Okay, wait, what did that do?
It put out
right.
noxious fumes.
Yeah.
You were able to cover yourself just
Right.
barely enough.
My free hand, you just see Mordecai just like slapping all over himself.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I need Mordecai. Roll me athletics real quick.
It's okay. I'll help you, Mordecai, don't worry.
All right, 2. You are. Let me double check. Son of a bitch. You are barely able to hang on.
Are you rolling these in private now?
Yes, I'm rolling these in private now.
Okay. I see.
Because before I just was using the same macros as all of you. Now I get to have my fun.
Now we have intrigue.
Done and done. Delashi, what are you doing? It is your turn.
So is the one that Mordecai on, is it still flailing?
It is still flailing, yes. And you see he's barely holding on with one hand as he's slapping his whole body with the other hand, trying to hold on. You see his eyes just kind of widen and like his teeth kind of grit.
Do you plan on staying on there longer, Mordecai?
Do you shout this to him?
Yes.
All right.
If I can help
So you want to stay on?
All he says is I can help it as he's like flailing about, just patting himself down.
Okay.
Trying to punch thing with other thing.
Okay, so the one that shot the fumes.
One that shot the fuse.
That's what I'm gonna go for. I'm just trying to decide on what I want to do. Could I possibly like shoot a big how is it high up? You said it was like a foot or 2 off the ground.
Yeah, they hover like 1 to 2 feet off the ground.
Okay. Do you think it'd be possible?
You just want to hold it in place with ice?
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's why I feel like I'm like, hold up, what does Delashi do usually in these situations? Got it.
I like to get it in a place and then wham on it,
And
or
hold
at least
it.
hold it in a place so somebody can do something.
I
with it
mean,
so
why
it
don't you
doesn't
just
roll
try
around.
that wild magic? You can try wild magic and see what happens.
Not yet.
Why not? It's only Mordecai who's in the way.
I don't. I'm not gonna chase that right now. I will use it though.
All right,
Just
done. Roll me magic then.
Stop.
I was muted, but wow.
4. All right.
It's only Mordecai. It's fine.
It's only Mordecai. 4.
Just wait till you see the stunt I got.
You are not able to hold it in place.
What?
Yep.
Wait.
Yep. The
can-
ice grows up and tries to cave. Like you're the one that Mordecai is riding, correct?
No, the other one.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I'm gonna let Mordecai have his
Hold.
his little ride over there. His little roller coaster.
4.
I want to get rid of that one before it like does the fumes again.
All right, you are able to hold it in place.
Okay, cool. That's something.
It doesn't do any damage because sometimes I roll to make sure of that, but you are able to hold it now. It
Okay.
was flailing about a bit. It seems to just kind of accept its fate right now, and isn't moving, and has its arms kind of in a cross position.
Okay. Well, here's your chance for us. Shoot it. Just don't freaking shoot me again.
All right, done. Garreth, it is your turn. How would you like to come in and save the day?
Okay, as I walk in and see that Mordecai has decided to go crazy on top of this thing.
Nothing is ever good enough for Garreth.
Yep, you can move there.
Damn.
What?
Yep, you can move there.
No, I could not make out what you said, Dylan.
Oh, I was like, nothing is ever good enough for Garreth. Damn.
It's true.
It's true.
I'm gonna blast this one with the Webley. Hopefully.
Alright,
Trying
roll me
not
magic.
to hit the others.
So trying to hit it with bursts of cutting wind and water.
Yeah.
Alright. Dun dun dun. You shoot out. Are you spending a fate point or anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a fate point.
Okay, there we go. Figured I'd ask that before. 'Cause that was almost a crit fail there.
Just assume that it's gonna use a fate point.
Gotcha. Are you re-rolling or adding +2?
Let me see if I can't reroll that. Magic is +4. There we go. Thank you.
There you go. So, you burst out and you're hitting the one that seems a bit battered and bruised, correct?
Yeah.
Alright, done. How much do I have you at already? I'm killing it. Alright. So 3. You launch the wind and water, they come out slicing sword or gun? Forgot to ask this.
With the gun.
Pistol, gotcha. That's what I figured. Like, for some reason I had it in my mind that you were just like literally yeeting like a wind scar or something from like Inuyasha.
I mean, can I just do like a wind scar?
I mean, yes.
That's what I canonically can, and like that's what I think you can do with like the blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can do that with the sword.
No one goes screaming my name after I do it though.
It changes the typing though. It'll go from will to physical.
Cool.
You want to do that then?
Sure.
All right, done.
Wind scar.
All right, done. So with your sword and just samurai slice Windscar out with the water slicing blade comes out and takes clear off the arm of it. It losing one arm and now turning its direction, focusing, not really sure that too many targets to assess. It tries to retreat upward into the ceiling. Oh wait, no, it was locked down with Dalashi. Never mind. It is doing nothing. It is there, accepting its fate, trying to see what else it can do. All right, done. Garreth, you doing anything non-combative?
Gonna look around a little bit, be like, is everyone besides Mordecai, who's clearly not okay?
Eh.
I got a headache, but that's about it.
Can you shoot Frost? He shot me.
All right, there we go. Next up is going to be this one right here.
But Dad, he shot me.
Mordecai, roll me athletics one more time.
Mark. All right.
Yes. As this now moves this direction.
As my friend Ross likes to say, finger guns.
You are holding on strong. This is, as much as DeLoco is kind of screaming and these mini DeLocos are all over your arms, you're gritting your teeth and just hands
I'd say I'm biting my lip
clenched.
to the point I'm bleeding just to try to focus through this.
Hands clenched into the wiring of this beast and machination. It was about to go for a swing toward like ramming itself into Garreth, but you stopped it.
Nice.
All right, done.
Oh no, right. Oh shit. My right.
Yep. Things are dying. All right, so that's going to go. All right, Vrost, it is your turn, friend. What are you doing? This machine's on its last leg. Mordecai is somewhat controlling the other one.
So, in effort of not shooting Delashi again for
Thank
getting
you.
shot in the back of the head,
Yes.
just gonna take his switch and flip it back over to precision.
Done.
Gonna stand up and just blast this thing.
All right. Roll me magic.
Damn.
You pierce into the base hull of it, and your bullet actually does a weird thing. It actually ricochets into the center casket of it and comes right at the center top. It flickers its light and goes down, slumping into the little ice hold that Delashi had it in.
Nice.
There. I'm not gonna try to shoot you again. Shit happens.
Uh-huh.
You're not
Alright.
dead, are you?
All right. Last
Not
bit.
yet.
Last bit. Top of the round goes to Mordecai. Mordecai, what are you doing?
Oh, that takes care of that. I'm gonna try to go for one more craft and see if I can like.
Roll me will first. Mordecai, your grip on reality seems to be slipping.
It certainly does.
As you do that, you close your eyes and then open them again. All the Delocos are gone.
Shut up and let me work. And I'm gonna try to see if, from where I'm at on this thing, if I can just like snake my arm in there and just yank out whatever is like powering this thing. I'm gonna try to kill this thing with crafts.
Gotcha. Roll me crafts.
Ooh, the music.
Also, yeah, because you're using machine over man, right? Or
I don't have machine over man anymore. That has not changed the world. So
ah,
I will burn an aspect for Benevolent Engineer.
gotcha. So burning fate point on that aspect. Are you re-rolling or plussing?
I will re-roll.
You could go. You could
Well,
go for.
actually, no. If I plucked it, that goes to 4, and then stunt turns it to 6, right?
Correct.
So I'll
Your
take
stunt
6.
would take it up to 6. Done deal. So, bursting that fate point, everything just seems to collide, and you not only yank and pull and cross some wires, you get it to actually you pull out a core system from the top head, and separating it from the other from the body, it goes down.
It's like the equivalent of like a predator ripping out someone's spine.
You basically ripped out its core processing unit, and it just goes down.
Oh,
Damn.
oh. I'll keep this. Just kind of like,
Nice souvenir.
just kind of like toss a smile at everybody. Just go put that in my satchel.
Congratulations.
And Garreth, it's so good to have you back.
Garreth, welcome to the party. Although for you it was a very short party, though, do you want to fill your party members in on what you saw earlier?
Sure. So there's these giant, lost creatures, that seem to be home to the temple. Very large. Bigger than me.
We may have seen the
Large
remains of them.
paws. So you get about the size of it. They're not that bright. They're like snakes. They can't see. They use their tongues to sniff stuff. It fell asleep on me, so I just walked away.
All right. Sorry.
What?
Needed that quick moment to get everything set up here. The fight winds down after Mordecai pulled out the head of that machination. I won't give it to you just yet, but pulling out the bobs and ends, you have a lying litter of machine parts that are kind of in the room with you. Combat settling down, your party member Garreth coming back into the fray with you all, filling you in on what happened to him. Your group kind of takes a moment to collect yourself. Sorry, now proceed on with conversation as I fix everything else.
Well, glad it left you well enough alone. We bypassed a few things getting here to you. Glad we actually bumped into you. The place seems expansive, to say the least.
Yeah, it's an old temple. Just watch your step. And,
Yeah. Yes.
What's your step? The
there's
oddities.
There is something else down another hallway. Glad to know that you guys can't really do much about me, about getting beat up and apparently shooting each other. Ross,
Keep it down. I got a headache over here as Ross is rubbing his temples.
The shade.
Damn. This is what happens, Garreth, when you leave us alone.
Mordecai, you. Oh no, continue.
It's not my fault. Someone wanted to knock me out and have me take a bath in goop. So,
Goop.
Yes, your robes do seem a bit discolored.
They're goopy.
Goopy.
Like an aspirin, so then my head's pounding after that fight.
do you want some healing magic? Is this what I'm hearing? Are you going to owe me? Because I will gladly do it for 10 gold, sir. For shooting Galashi, my son.
Charging your own party member for healing.
Yeah, will you heal me?
Ross reaches into his pouch, pulls out a smaller pouch of 10 gold, tosses it to Garreth. Yes,
Oh
please,
my
I need
God.
healing.
I need that in a Genji impersonation, please.
What's a Genji? Hey, and what's a hentai? You mentioned that earlier.
Mordecai, among
Don't
the
worry about
chatter and clatter, you do recall that there was a door nearby.
I recall.
Christ.
The DM interrupts. It's like, I don't need this on stream.
Oh man.
Just before the fights broke out, I noticed. Did I open the door and see the chest and just not have time to go into it?
Correct. So that door should actually be cocked open. So it's kind of slanted on the open face side.
There's some kind of ornate-looking chest in there. I was going to have a look at that in a moment. In the meantime, and I know I already have a tech goodie,
Mm-hmm.
but I've also bit my tongue on a lot of curious shit to get down here, so I'm going to take some Mordecai time and try to dissect what I can out of these large constructs while everyone else is reuniting. Is the word I'll use.
Okay. Mordecai, roll me crafts, or actually roll me investigation.
I'd actually like to do something with you, Mordecai.
Yes. What is it? To investigate, by the way.
All right.
He says kind
I'll
of
wait
over
till
his
you're done
shoulder.
with that.
Are you sure? And he's like talking over his shoulder at you with like elbow deep and whatever.
I wanted to ask you, are you all right? Like mentally, are you all right?
Oh gosh, no.
This is going to take you at least half an hour to an hour should you try to do this, Dalashi.
Okay.
So you're going
It
to
says half an hour, sir.
half an hour to an hour. So
okay.
half an hour. Okay, so correction.
I'll
You're right.
offer-
Half an hour.
Uh-huh.
So you
I'll
can offer it.
Yeah, I'll offer and we'll see if Mordecai wants to do it.
Do what? Oh.
So, I can help you with what's going on, and I can make it less severe if you want me to. We can do this later, or we can do this now. It's up to you.
I will admit that I'm very tired of hearing until that bastard's voice in my head. Still not
I'm
sure
sure
how
you
a pack
are.
of still not sure how a pack of dogs managed to inflict this curse upon me, but here we are. Well, that sounds quite nice. Do I need to be sitting still for this, or should we just knock two birds
You would
with one
have
stone out
to
and-
rest here for like half an hour,
Yeah, we would rest.
and Dalashi will talk with you, and
I'll give you a therapy session.
Well, you're about half a decade late.
oh boy.
So, Mark, what if I don't roll enough,
Then it doesn't get reduced.
but we still take the half hour?
You still take the half hour.
Now, before
Okay.
we really sit down and commit to anything here,
You want to do the machines first?
I was gonna look to Rost and Gareth. Do you mind if we take some time and I can dissect whatever is in here? Someone can investigate the chest, and Delashi can attempt whatever Delashi would like to do.
It will take you some time to investigate the machines that are around in that room. If you want to do it thoroughly.
So my question was, is that something I could be doing while Delashi is doing Delashi's thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
So you will need to be still for this.
Garreth, about that healing.
Healing and conversation and talks go abound.
On that note, just while we're
Okay.
just being forthright as I can, I believe I mentioned there is a very large source of red magic underneath that chest we saw in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
And he holds 2 fingers up, and there is a teeny tiny small amount of space in between them, and he's like, I was this close to attempting something with it. I don't know, but the shape of the logo
Attempting
is
what?
well, I don't know whatever it was going to do. It could be very good, it could be very bad, it could be something that they shut down, but that little voice in my ear was making very good points, and
Vrost, roll me notice.
What?
Notice.
Yeah. I'm going to be throwing a bit at you. Oh, fuck. You get a card. Oh, wait, no. There's a 1 in there. Never mind.
oh, and that wasn't in the stat.
Give him the card. There's 3 threes there. I mean, he hasn't gotten any besides all of us. Just give him the card.
Throw your cowboy a bone.
Fine. Vrost, you notice that there's a familiar signature on the by the chest, or like right over here along the wall. There's the same sigil that rests on your belt.
I look at my belt. Look back a bit. No. There's no way. So I kind of start tracing my hand like against the wall there.
It is definitely someone carved that sigil. It looks fresh. There's not enough dust that has settled or anything there. And it's definitely the crest of Bane that you wear as well. You look over to the side and you see the chest is a bit empty. Or looks to be that.
So, looking at the chest, seeing that's a bit empty, Ross is gonna reach in and give like a little tap on the bottom to see if it's a false bottom.
Roll me investigation. Anyone who wants to do healing, you can do healing or take investigation checks. Again, Mordecai, that investigation was for a quick look. Are you? Let me know in chat. Just type it out what action you're taking. Okay. I'm just pressing this line up because this was something that I wanted to get to and making sure that we get to it. It does not appear to have a false bottom, Frost.
Ross is gonna start like inspecting the chest even closer, like seeing that mark nearby, gonna see if there is a
it does
like
look
another
like
clue.
it looks like this area was disturbed. I'll give you one more. Actually, with your roll, you didn't notice that there was anything like else that could be here, but you see that maybe someone was here and then left. Maybe you can discern where they went. keeping notice that maybe you're looking for someone who might have been here.
Definitely start looking like a little bit closer for clues and stuff as we go through this temple.
Done and done. I'll keep that in mind as you're going down, and I'll tell you of any tracks that you might find. All right, healing. Garreth, roll me healing. Who are you healing?
Can I not just cast Sacrum?
You can cast Sacrum.
Or do you want me to do it individually so I don't do it at a disadvantage?
I'll give it this way then. You can heal them both 1 point.
That works.
For right now.
I just want to get rid of 2, but I guess I'll take whatever you can get since I paid.
I still wanted to roll magic, but
If you want to roll magic, I can potentially make it higher. I will keep at the 1 point apiece, saying that you did spend a bit of time here. With Mordecai looking over the to dissect what he can. Mordecai will give you a list of parts that you get for later. Okay.
Yes.
The three of you do have Vrost. After the healing is done, Mordecai takes a look at what he needs. Mordecai a little hesitant to take the time right now, especially with some of the things that are going on here. I'm trying to focus on, all right, technology, let's get this motioning. He gets faint whispers in his head that kind of pull him away, wanting to get rid of them for right now, but just maybe now is not the best time. Vrost, you see the trail leading you over towards this door and out.
Did we ever figure out if this was a false bottom? Sorry.
It is not a false bottom. It was.
Okay.
It is a chest that has been opened, and Vrost, if you would like to relay it to the group, you don't have to. But the crest of Bane was there.
Ross is gonna say is that, oh, it seems like we're not the first group from Bane to come this way. As he points out the symbol, it looks like they lead over this way. Let's go follow them out.
All right.
Why did he have us come here then?
That is a
If
good
he's already
question.
had a group come here.
Maybe. Did you say anything about the group not coming back? Frost, do you know if you've lost any people lately on such an excursion?
Not really in the know-how for previous excursions. Like, I know if we do any sort of raids on Valua, but as for special tasks, usually that stays pretty tight-knit circles.
Fair enough. And Gareth, to fill you in on what you may have missed on our end, in just a few rooms away, there is a large red moonstone sigil. I'm not quite sure what that does. Didn't really check it out, but it looked like it could be interacted with. Which is hesitant. Well, I would have taken some time to look at it if we were looking for you. And well, it could either offer great strength or be a giant fireball waiting to happen. So, such is the ways of red magic.
Such is the ways.
Then on the floor above, we found a secret room that had some kind of mechanical bird structure that was linked to a trap. We didn't end up fucking with that too much because, again, we were looking for you. So I don't know if any of those pique your interest, but we left them behind.
interesting. If we have time, we can go back.
Excellent. Everyone seems so pressed for time.
Vrost, you notice that the trail seems to be leading around the corner.
So they're
Oh, yeah,
like peek
don't
his head
go
around the
down
corner.
that middle hallway. There's a walking eyeball totem
What?
pole.
What?
Don't worry about it.
That's
Don't
right.
worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Eyeball?
Okay.
What?
Just follow Ross. Just don't go down that hallway.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna try to make a habit of doing this every time I enter a room. But a quick scan over with the tech eye.
Roll me notice.
Okay. Gaze of the false eye. Ugh, well,
You do not see much.
if it's anything that would ping, then that bonus to notice would give me a 3. I don't know if that changes it.
There's kind of pings all around. You definitely see pings around the center floor structure. And it just looks like, well, Garreth, do you tell them what you found in this room? I can explain it to them real quick.
Yeah, just real quick.
Okay, so basically, in this room, Garreth found lore bits describing things about the mask ritual, as well as a creature or machination, some great destructive power called a Gigas. So this Gigas is it talked a bit about that and its backstory a bit, saying that it was this towering being the size of a mountain almost.
That sounds fun.
Not scary at all.
Vrost, as you go over to this way, you see that the door is open.
Oh, I don't like this.
Shoulder the problem solver as I peek around the corner, eyeing down the hall.
You eye down the hall, and you see that is a room that is slowly, not really being flooded, but having that opening there, just water strewn about, certain things kind of flooding that section of the temple. There's actually a few notes over to the side, right around that corner.
Slowly work my way in, kind of keeping an eye where the tracks go as I work my way towards the notes.
The notes are scribbled and scribed, certain activations and switches. It seems like someone who has been through here already, possibly, and you can kind of infer from the tracks too, whoever it was from the Bane clan there. It's saying like certain things to keep a lookout for, traps, switches, activations, similar to what you've already run through, and maybe some things to proceed onward with. I'll give you a +1 to investigation from here on.
Alright, I'm gonna pick up those notes and put them in my pocket. I figured that someone on Baybound does the handwriting.
Done and done. There's also a jar in the corner here.
I was wondering what that was.
They look at the jar from afar.
It looks like it's just being slowly flooded in the corner. It kind of bobs and weaves up in that area section.
Don't trust it. Kind of skirting wide around this.
Anyone else doing anything?
I'll poke my head in and do another magic eye sweep.
Well, there's nothing coming from the jar.
Okay.
As far as sweep, there is some stuff coming over towards your left, the southern section, and that's really it.
Like here or here or?
Yeah, I would say around here. Oops. There we go. Around down here.
Okay. I will point that out. The eye is pinging something over past that wall. Does it have a specific color, or is it just kind of like the green I've been seeing in the walls?
It is kind of the green lines and hues.
Well, that is the direction I saw the floating eyeball totem, so...
That sounds like such a fun sentence to say.
So that if this way is going to be all blocked off, looks like we'll have to handle that totem.
Is this entirely blocked off, or is this just kind of inconvenience rubble?
There is a bit of rubble there. You could potentially go over it. Just a minor athletics roll from everyone.
Let me blast it.
Now is the time you want to. No, are you? Are you, Delashi?
No.
Are you going to blast it now? Is this the moment that you're going to take it? Not the moment before where you were fighting machinations. This is the time you choose to use wild magic.
I know you're gonna throw something else at us.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you got plenty of
hit points,
right?
blocked off. And I mean, the benefit of climbing over rubble is you're not stepping on trap plates.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we can climb over it, it's fine. But, you know, if you guys want me to blast it, I'll blast it.
I mean, I have yet to see that go awry, but...
Do it.
Well,
Do it.
Well, I think we save
Do
that
it.
for insurmountable obstacles, and I'm currently about to consider this a mountable obstacle.
okay.
Use needless force.
That's not the only mountable object you've had to go.
Excuse me, women are not objects.
Damn. You really showed him, Mordecai.
Social justice warrior away!
Alright, so you're just gonna roll athletics over it?
Yes.
Do it.
If it looks relatively okay and it's not like anything sharp about to stab me, I will
roll me above a 2.
For one athletics.
Yes.
Don't get stabbed, Mordecai.
Actually, correction. As I said, it's a minor, so roll me above a 1. Perfect. Mordecai, you leap over it. You single bound. You get over to the other side. Oh man. Roll me. Roll me a notice, friend.
If it's anything that pings on the eye, that's a 3, but otherwise that's a 1.
Click, you step on something.
Shit.
That's another trap for the temple. You look quickly to your right and see that there's just a kind of just a wall with different tubes right there and blow darts just coming right out of it. Littering the wall, littering like the hall. Roll me 3 athletics, friend. Actually, yeah, roll me 3 athletics.
I spoke too soon! 1.
Oh my god,
3.
please keep. Damn. Alright. The first one gets you right in the pec. And it starts to
Right in the what?
Right in the
Pec.
pectoral.
Your
Right in the
man titty.
pectoral. You're right in the man titty. And that doesn't feel. Yeah, it gets a little hard to breathe. It hits your lower rib cage, and then the third one hits your leg, and
they all 3 hit.
Yeah, they all 3 hit.
Oh my
shit.
god.
You feel your body get a very numbing sensation.
Oh god.
I found the trap.
Mordecai is now on the floor.
Oh.
I got it.
On the plus side, you're not hurt. On the bad side, you can't move your body.
Man, it'd be a shame if DeLoco just started, like, talking to you in your state.
Shut the fuck up right now, Ross. You shut the fuck up. I don't need this shit from you. Garreth, carry me.
Garreth, you peer your head over because you're tall. You're very tall. You look,
Garreth? I was about to say, no,
Garreth.
not.
Garreth just looks over the rocks. Just the eyelets is all that can see, and looks over and is like, Mordecai's down.
Oh, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go this way. I'll deal with the floating eye thing.
But
I'm not going through there, he says from down the hall.
alright, Gareth, do you want me to go get Mordecai?
You have lost Mordecai points.
Oh. Oh, God, how are we gonna do this?
Should we both do it?
He doesn't appear to be in any form of danger at the moment. He's just
Yeah, but he's stuck.
he is
I'll
stunned
sleep it
and
off.
stuck.
It's fine.
It was like,
I can't leave my bud
hi,
behind.
as
A
they,
bunch of shots of Novocaine, basically.
yep,
Sleep it off.
That
yep.
sounds great.
Mordecai, now always slur your words when you're talking.
Oh my
That's fine.
Aaron's gonna peek around the corner, see the floating eye thing,
Ross,
flip the switch.
you peek around the corner, you see a totem pole. Its head's just spinning in circles, looking around.
Just gonna flip the switch to blast and take aim.
All right, done. Roll me magic, friend. You fucking tear this. You open fire, and the moment you fire,
for me, right?
it just looks at you and gets blown away. Each of the heads just shatters and goes like it scatters each totem onto the wall.
It's like a full 5-second pause before you hear Mordecai. Ah!
You just
I got
hear,
it. Don't worry.
You hear large blasts from the other end. As Vross just lights up the hall.
Famous last fucking words. Well, I mean, if the rubble's covering on the plates, then we can step on them. Click. Fuck.
Move down to this corner. Peek left. Peek right. See Mordecai.
Mordecai looks fine, stunned, but fine. As you peer down the other section of hallway, leads over into there. Let me make sure I update both of them.
You know, now that I'm looking, this should have been my dead giveaway, but I technically never actually saw this, so I guess it works out.
Yep.
It's okay. I almost got darted too.
You almost did get darted.
Yep. And I got slimed, and yeah.
Ross, before any more, Delashi, Garreth, doing anything else?
I wanna go get Mordecai.
Alright, roll me athletics. Go jump over.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
guess what? I'm really good at athletics.
Okay. Wonderful. Delashi, you're on the other side. Thank
Okay.
you for just agreeing to the roll. I'm sorry, Delashi. Roll me investigation.
No, can I? Okay.
Yes.
Let's see how this roll goes, and then.
We're gonna bench fed argument and see how well this goes.
Delashi! Click!
No.
Roll me 3 athletics.
Oh god.
Okay, I can do this.
I would offer to help, but
Oh my god!
Wait!
Holy
Fucking
shit!
straight up Matrix this shit.
Get that man a card. Holy shit!
Oh my god,
crap.
give me a card.
Holy fuck.
That is the best natural roll I have ever had.
Wow.
Ladies on Ben Isle, he is all natural.
Wow, there you go, Delashi. Holy
Do I get
crap.
anything else?
You don't get Novocaine shoved in there.
Fair
I'll
enough.
tell you what you don't get. Drugs.
So, Delashi jumps over and gets over the rubble, not to just land on a switch. Click. Oh no. But without missing a beat, already having the foresight, thinking of like, all right, Mordecai faced this, now it's my turn to face it. Dancing, bobbing, and weaving like some sort of boxer, just going against like each blow dart as best as Delashi can, like not really a moke fighter, but looking like one. Just going like and pressing up against the wall, almost like running up it and then going to the other side just to avoid a single shot or two. And avoids the barrage. Ross, you see darts whiz past you.
He
And
just
then clink, clink, clink,
mutters
clink.
under his breath and looks right. They really did that over there.
Wow.
Excuse me, you should be impressed.
Good move. Good move. Oh.
Mordecai,
Yeah, I saw the dirt, not the acrobatics
I
there.
stuffed a piece of chalk out my mouth to help with this shit.
Delashi,
I'm
you're on the
fragile.
other side.
I will
Okay.
clap, but I can't.
So you get up to there.
Can I pick Mordecai up?
You can pick Mordecai up.
I want to carry
roll
my
me physique.
heroes.
Roll me physique.
Oh, that is something I'm not. Let's see.
My hero.
I got you. Okay. Well, this is. Can I?
Would you like to
Can I
spend a fate
also-
point, friend? Or do you? Okay.
I'll use-
You don't have to for this. You can pick Mordecai up. He's just very heavy, and you will be encumbered.
That's what I
I'm
don't
not
want.
Oh,
heavy.
it's
That's what I
perfectly
thought.
fine. Move like a snail's pace. It'll be fine.
No, not in this hallway.
All right.
I have you know, I lost weight since leaving Valua.
Okay, so I would like to add to it.
Thank you, Gareth. You would like to what?
Add 2.
Add
the
2?
roll. Yeah.
Alright.
Do you need me to explain?
Hear me out. Hear me out. You could just put ice down the hallway, and you could just, we could like, what is it? Fucking, what is that? What is that Olympic
That's
sport
true, I can
called?
slide.
Are you
What is
making
that
him?
Olympic?
Are you making him a meat toboggan?
No, no, what's
God,
that
I would
sport
never. I
called?
would never do
What is that sport
that.
called?
Guy.
Hurling.
Oh, thank you, curling. Yes, we're like, kind of like curling him down the hallway.
Oh, all right, done. Delashi, would you
Sure,
like to
yeah.
freeze the hallway? Like,
Yeah.
just
Let me.
all right.
I'll roll magic.
Roll me magic. All right, 4. You successfully air out a sheet of ice and like just wave, and it's kind of like a cold snap that goes down through this hall and just kind of shatters a bit of the darts that were laying on the ground, kind of casing over them, and it's just sheet of ice. It's like it's snowing almost.
Oh, I love snow.
Yep. Are you
Okay.
going to slide Mordecai down this wonderful ice path?
Mordecai.
Yeah.
Okay. Gareth, are you gonna be ready to catch him?
What?
This is going to be great. This is going to be great.
Oh god.
Gareth.
Ross, you get next to me.
No, Ross, let it happen.
Okay, both of you
Let it
catch him.
happen.
No, Ross, get next to me. I healed you, bitch. I healed you, bitch. Get next to me.
You to heal me. So here, this is how we're gonna do it.
Bitch, fuck you.
It is gonna be a 1d2. A 1, he helps catch
Oh my
him.
god.
2, he lets him go by.
Oh no!
Frost
No!
helps.
Oh my god, okay, I thought it was the other one. That would have been hilarious if Ross just fucking stood there while Mordecai was just sliding away.
Oh, man, this is going to be great. All right. Shenanigans, guys. Shenanigans. This is what we get into.
Are you making him a meat toboggan? Might be my favorite quote of the night, and we are running strong on quotes today.
So, Delashi, roll me. Oh,
What
man.
do I need to roll?
All right, all right,
You're rolling, Mordecai.
all right.
Wait,
all right.
at any point do you like princess pick me up, Delashi?
I try.
You try.
I'm going to give you an advantage on this. Roll me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's going to be wonderful.
No,
Roll me.
you're happy. I'm dreading this.
Roll me athletics.
Let's see if I can get a good roll again.
I'm gonna like fly through this like a revolving door.
So I'm going to add a +2 to that. That's going to be 7.
Damn.
So you grab and like
Oh no.
throw Mordecai down this like just kind of take a bit of a running start and then go and like
It's bowling.
yeah, kind of rolling him. Gareth, Frost.
Garreth and Frost are the pins.
I need you both to roll me physique.
I had to stuff a fresh piece of chocolate out. Ah!
That's a 4.
Go! Go!
That's a 1. Neither of you are able to catch Mordecai as his body
no.
just starts to barrel down.
That's why you gave Delashi advantage, you fucking psycho! Oh
Yeah, that is.
As his
That was
body
my
just
rule.
goes faster than the two of you can catch, and now you all are sliding down. His body just hitting first Gareth, and then Ross
Oh, shit.
cannot
Catch me,
even
catch me!
catch either of you. And all
Is
of
it-
you now go down this hallway.
Can I?
Garrett's gonna take out his knife and stab it into the wall and just stop himself.
Question.
Question. Garreth, roll me physique. Yes. What?
Can I use Daredevil to kind of jump up and land on Mordecai's back and ride him like a snowboard?
You son of a bitch.
Oh, yes. Yes, you can.
Oh my god.
I'm
that's
spending the
fucking
fate point to make it happen.
Roll me athletics, friend. You were going to Dante Devil May Cry ride him. Yep. Yeah, no, you. Wait.
I'll spend another one to make it happen.
All right, spend it. Give me that 4. I will allow it with a 4. That's a higher roll.
And guess what? I'm spending the point to get a +2 onto that too, so that's a 4.
All right, there you go. You were able, after like seeing him just bolt into Garreth, you abandon the plan entirely and just jump up and get ready to ride.
Am I okay? Can I clarify? Am I still on the complete other side?
Yes, you are.
Oh my god.
Unless you wanted to slide down too.
I'm gonna like slide on it, but like I mean you get it, like kind of like I'm surfing.
Your whole group slides on down. Delashi, you also kind of sliding it in like Frozone from Incredibles.
I thought I was going to be a lot of things in this campaign. A fucking vehicle was not one of them.
As everyone slides down the hallway, just going, careening down, slamming. I'm sorry, Mordecai.
I would try to break.
You try to break?
Mordecai.
All right, because you're going to slam into that pot there.
Oh shoot.
No, you gotta commit to the bit. What would Ross do here?
It would be like as it's going in, like it gets to the point where like he gets past the ice, he would take his back foot into Mordecai's rear and kick it out so he's like sideways.
Oh my god, you're gonna fucking kickflip me.
As Ross kickflips, and luckily, Mordecai, you go legs first, so you don't really feel anything.
Oh, good.
And your legs shatter the pot that is there, and your feet just kind of go, like, because your whole body's numb, so you kind of just go into it. Legs first, legs take the brunt of the damage, and you just kind of spring back there, sliding back against the ice. The pot breaks, and there's some green moonstone shards.
Okay. You said
They're
green, and I'm like,
shards?
you son of a bitch, don't do this to me.
Yes.
This is...
There's 2 shards.
Just shards?
Mark gets not as much of a dick as you could have been a word, holy shit.
Wait, hold up. They're the...
No, you said it.
No, I know. I'm getting back a look at what I said for the thing. It should be shards, fragments, stones, gems, crystals.
Just making sure.
Yes. So correction, it is 5 green moonstone shards. Because you need fragments for the
yes.
thing. But those can make at least a fragment.
Only 1 though.
3 make a fragment, so you can almost make 2.
God, you're giving me slim pickings.
Slim pickings, I'm giving you hush.
Slim.
You hush.
We got 5 moonstone fragments.
Yes, you got 5 green moonstone fragments. So the whole group goes careening down this hallway, and up towards against the wall right there. You are now over to a section where there are also a set of stairs that lead towards another area. It is your choice. Maybe you might want to go back and explore a little bit more, but you have the stairways to the next area. Mordecai is...
Oh my god.
As Rust, successful job riding him like a skateboard. Garreth,
It's a kickflip.
you didn't take any damage, but you could not stop yourself from going down and sliding and going on this wild ride. Unfortunately, with your 1 roll over there. But don't worry, you didn't take any damage. You just were along for the ride. Delashi, you slide on in after them, noticing what happens, and you're just like this as you slide on in, and are just like, oh no, I'm sorry.
So here's what I wrote down for my notes. Climbed some rocks, set off a trap, got darted, paralyzed, Tawashi slicked the floor and showed off their curling skills. Frost rode me like a fucking snowboard and kickflipped my ass into a pot. Does that sum up what just happened?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
All within
Okay,
the
cool.
span
So
of 15 minutes.
that'll be fun to go over in the next recap. And Seed. Good job, everybody. Oh. Fuck.
Oh, that needs to be art. Just
Oh,
there.
I will.
We're gonna get flipped.
Yep. It's I'll tell Raito.
I love you guys. I hate you guys. I love you guys. I hate you guys.
It'll be on the list.
Nara just private messaged me. This is stressful, bro, in all caps. And you know what, Nara? You're right.
Yeah.
Some
So
of my other D&D group are like in the chat and watching, and I'm getting like private messages like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
so what is your group doing right now?
Uh,
There is a Mordecai who is kind of numb right there. You get the sensation for one arm. Actually, roll me will.
Oh, great. Yeah, this is fun.
That's
Not bad.
2
For me.
arms. You get 2 arms. You're wacky, flailing, inflatable arm man. As both your arms can give a 2 big thumbs up to the rest of the group.
If I'm not on my back already, I position myself some on my back, and I just like 1,000-yard stare up to the ceiling.
You do so.
I just lean over, look him in the eye, thumbs up, lean back.
Just
If we're playing D&D, I'd have you make a dexterity check. You know what? I'm going for the trip. That's a fighting roll of 4.
Mordecai takes a lazy swing at you. His arms, yeah. Frost is just like, and sidestep.
That's fucking great.
I feel better for trying.
I offer you a hand up.
You get a hand up and are able to at least wobbly stand on your legs.
There's a little bit of a stare and a... Yeah, you owe me this, okay.
Rust helping aid you back up. Garreth just looking at the two of you like you're both complete idiots and taking a heavy sigh.
I just kind of like look the group all over, just gonna let the record show. First of all, I apologize. Secondly, I'm incredibly disappointed. And third, you watch where you put your toe next time.
It was a sick
my
flip, it was
God.
worth it.
Jesus.
Now, DM, okay, so I noticed something here. I'm not sure if Mordecai would have in all of the fucking commotion.
That there were doors back there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll me notice. Roll me notice at a -2.
That's a 2.
You didn't notice too much. There's probably something in that hallway, but you're more focused on what's here.
That's fair. That's fair.
Dalashi, please move yourself to the rest of the group.
Oh,
Was this
sorry.
was this for making you all wait while I took apart the robots? Because if so, I'm not sorry.
Christ.
Oh, okay. So, do you feel up to continuing right now, Mordecai?
Well, I'm beginning to feel the adventure I just took all across my body. The numbness is going away, which is a mixed blessing at this point. Oh,
I can show you the snow.
Whatever. Let's go.
Let's go.
I guess keeping up with what I said I was gonna do. Quick eye check in the room.
Quick eye check in the room. Roll me one more notice, only at a -1 this time.
And if anything procs up the eye, that's a +2.
There's nothing of note at the moment. it looks like, from what you kind of gather, similar to before, the rooms look somewhat touched. Like, you see doors there that don't have dust that should be there from what you've previously explored.
Okay, well, I'll relay any of that that's relevant to the group.
All right, all right.
Now, are these going up or down, or is one going up, one going down?
They're both going down.
Okay. Well, unless we want to do another sweep of this level, it might be time to move on. Metagame me wants to know what's in those rooms, but Mordecai doesn't, so...
Listen, I don't want to take a chance of running into whatever that giant sloth bear thing that Garreth was talking about. Let's just keep it moving.
Are you guys choosing the northern one or the southern one? This is an important choice.
I'll say it's the north.
Stop. Snowboard superstar, lick my ass. God damn it.
Oh my god. Alright, I'm actually... Sweet. Alright, this changes a few things, and
Ross just recommends it. This is just a recommendation to the party.
This is... Yeah, alright.
Once again, anything we miss here might be what we're looking for, but I don't know. I'm not in a position to make decisions right now, so no vote.
Wow, what a cop-out.
Wow.
I just got ridden down the hallway and being plagued by...
Do you want me to carry you?
Yeah, like you were able before.
I can try again.
You can.
I will try again. Depending on where we choose to go. I'm good with either route.
All right.
Frost, pointed out the top one, so we could go there.
Frost didn't point out the top one. Garreth, do you have any opinions on this? North or south? Ross is saying north. Mordecai is Mordecai. And Dalashi is just ready for the adventure.
Yeah.
I can't roll anything for a better opinion, can I?
You can do what Ross did. Oh, actually, yes, if you want to, roll me investigation.
Can I replace that with notice?
You can, because of your skill.
But, bitch, fucking, no, fuck that. Thank you.
Did you spend a fate point on that?
I did!
Okay. Just tell me what the aspect was, at least.
What do you think it was?
I feel like I know what it was.
Can it be my high concept?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. You also feel like north would be an interesting option because, much like the rest of the dust that's around here, it seems like that has been a place that has been gone through. So maybe you're trying to follow something. Maybe there's something more out there. But also, adding on to that fact, there seems to be runes etched alongside of the staircase going into it.
Important. Runes are important. Let's go north.
As Baron walks through this room, he's kind of keeping an eye out for any sort of like tracks or symbols from the previous area that he had found them.
At the moment, you do not. It doesn't look like there's anything else in this section. Although you get the sneaking suspicion as you were riding Mordecai like a snowboard, that the rooms that you barely got a glimpse at it, but it looked like maybe you saw another marking on back where you were and down the hallway. It was hard to tell because Dalashi's ice kind of casing everything, but you saw an imprint of something that could have been a skull with a key in its mouth. So with that, yes.
Tadashi,
Yes.
I'm going to take you up on that offer, and I'm like,
All right,
Hate
let's
you,
do it.
Expecto.
Mordecai just raises his arms limply like a child. Asks you to be up.
All right. Those
Roll me-
who wants to be carried.
Roll me
Down the stairs. What
physique.
could possibly go wrong?
Okay.
All right. You were able to get Mordecai up.
Can we do piggyback?
You can piggyback style is fine.
Yeah.
So-
Unless, do you want to be carried like a bride, Mordecai? How do you want to be carried?
Well, if you have to ask.
What's your preference, sir?
And I just hop into your arms.
Okay.
Mordecai just
Right.
tries to hop and then realizes his legs are still kind of numb and then limply follows into your arms.
Up.
It's like the
Okay,
scene in like Demon Slayer with the yellow-haired guy. I always keep forgetting his name, but he's just like
Zenitsu.
Zenitsu. Yes, and he's just
Oh
like.
my god.
You offered. You owe me this.
Instinctively, I almost went Ganpanchiro. Every day.
So your group proceeds onwards into the next section of the temple. Where I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. You get in and Garreth, give me a lore check. You see more etchings and runes along the staircase and everything else, but now it's something different. You see that there are inscriptions for the Ixa culture, different kind of magics, some actually familiar to you, some of the Sacris spells. You see a pool of water right next to you. It actually looks like it has a greenish glow to it. This whole room seems like it has scriptures and scribbles all over it. And as you kind of hold your hand out going down the staircase further, you find the imprints. You find yourself just mindlessly tapping. Not like it's a console, but just each of the different scriptures. When you get down to the base room, there's a skeletal figure. It looks human. But the bones and everything look very fresh and clean. And it looks decayed to an extent, but preserved at the same time. The room lights up again with a greenish hue. Mordecai, your eye flicking and clicking, seeing that line going around the whole room, but now it does it in triplets. So every foot along this whole room, you see green lines. Garreth, with that, give me one more lore roll. I wanted to give you more, but yeah. So that was what you got from right about there. You sense there might have been a bit more, but this is the room that you start off into the next section of the Ixa temple. It almost seems like a healing room of sorts.
There's a lot going on behind the walls here. Be careful, I say from a comfortable perch in Dawashi's arms.
It's not bad. It's green moonstone. It's got Sacris runes, which I don't know if you know, which is the healing spells.
Oh, well, that sounds nice. Though, forgive me for being a little bit doubtful if, wait, the corpse
Josh,
is
you
the
put him in that water.
You don't have to listen to him. You don't have to do this. You owe me.
Sure.
I feel compelled to listen to Garreth because I always listen to Garreth and do what he's.
Wait.
So do you
Well-
yeet Mordecai into the?
I would never eat Mordecai.
Thank you, finally,
Last
somebody.
I would never eat Mordecai.
Wait, you just did!
I will
And I squirm out of your arms.
gently place him in the water.
No,
Give him a little pat on the head.
I'm fighting this shit. As soon as I see you walk toward that water, I'm out.
How are you gonna do that?
Delashi brings Mordecai, like Mordecai struggling like an infant child in Delashi's arm. Both of you roll me fighting.
I will happily roll fighting.
Mordecai, yours
Okay,
is
let
at a
me roll it.
disadvantage. You're still at a -1.
Cool.
Delashi, would you like to spend a fate point?
Yes.
Would you also like a free invoke from me as your DM?
Yes.
There's an extra fate point. Pour both of them.
Thank you.
What do you want to plus?
I'll pick it on Mordecai.
Just +2.
+2. So +2
Yeah.
from yours, +2 from mine. That's a +4. That's a 6. Mordecai just tosses and turns, like, just squirming. Delashi's arms just go, no. And like a cat trying to be dunked into water is placed
Don't do
into
this. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I was just gonna gently place you. Why do you gotta struggle? You're like
Because
a
I just want to
toddler.
get punched right now.
Mordecai, you were put lightly into this water now. It's the green seeping energy kind of waving and wafting over you. You hear laughter in your ear. Come on, Mordecai, are you afraid of a little dip? Are you
You cut out.
Yep.
You're doing the thing where your mic censoring your high-pitched local voice.
Yep. I one day. And this will be when this is in person. Oh, just you wait. You get dipped. Do you have any physical or mental stress? It's not your consequence.
To my knowledge, no.
Okay, so
But now my white pants are stained, so that's nice.
Yep. No, don't worry. It doesn't stain your pants. You get dipped into the green energy pool, and it heals you of that numbness. And you start to feel feelings in your legs, with what you can feel for them, and then your head, neck begin to loosen up. Delashi, you too, since you walked into this water with him, you feel yourself a bit refreshed. Hey, Frost, would you like to take a dip?
Does like all the soreness that the numbness was holding back just come flooding back?
It just,
Oh,
just
this
comes
is
flooding
great.
back.
I hope you don't have.
I kneel down next to the pool. I kind of put my hand in, like, right between my fingers. Does the water feel different than normal water?
It feels like when you fly, you've stuck your hand out and kind of just touched clouds before, that have just passed through. It kind of feels like that.
Take a little bit more on my fingers, bring it to my nose, try to get some sort of scent on it.
No real scent. It definitely.
Can I walk up behind Ross and kick him into the pool of water?
When I get shot in the face,
Oh.
all you wanted for murder somewhere else.
I'm, banished scholar wanting my head, same thing. Ain't got nothing to lose.
All
That's
the
right.
murder. All the murder. Oh man. Do you, as you run your hands through again and again through this water, you actually feel it healing you a bit. You can remove that point of will.
To my bag, I'm gonna have a little vial pull out.
Roll me resources, friend.
Ooh.
And the one time I don't have it on me.
Damn. You look, and because of your hardcore parkour stunt before, you realize that you kind of shattered a bit of glass there.
Ooh.
And you pull it out, and it doesn't. You don't cut yourself, but you're like, well,
Can I make an attempt on mine?
gotta get that. You can roll resources as well, friend. You get 1 bottle.
So I see Frost fishing for his, and I go, oh, so, well, I had more, but this is the one that's intact, and hand it to him.
I fill it up. Give myself a drink before filling it up again.
You are healed
Oh
of,
yes, no, that,
healed of your
right.
wounds, and you get a vial of like, I would say very minor.
This in my inventory. Very minor.
Yep. Minor sacris. Minor sacris.
Captain, permission to remove myself from this strange fluid.
Aren't you feeling better? Can't you get up? Aren't you a big boy?
Well, it was your order that put me here, so.
If you're feeling better, you can get up.
Kind of like sullenly gets up and just kind of moves over to investigate the corpse.
It looks
Are
like
you
a,
mad at me, Mordecai?
Yes.
No, don't be mad at me.
Roll me investigation. It is
So pissed.
It is a corpse with an adorned robe. It looks to be in nature. That's really it.
Hmm.
Garreth, as you move closer, you realize that there's another door and pathway leading down.
Should we all buddy up so we don't get separated?
Do you want to buddy up?
We should.
Can I investigate the skeleton too?
Sure. You can investigate the skeleton as well.
I'd like to and see if I can.
2. It really does just seem to be an Ixa that spent their final days here in this chamber.
Doesn't have anything on it, like.
Doesn't
any
appear.
belongings?
It's got one green moonstone fragment.
It's a fragment?
Yeah, fragments are the small ones.
No, shards are the small ones, but you already said fragment, so. Shards are the small ones, aren't they?
No, it's fragments. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Shards are the small ones.
But you said fragment!
All right, you're right. You're right. So there you go.
So we got
Come
5
on, Mark.
shards earlier.
5 shards and 1 fragment. You have.
Green, right?
Yep, green. All right, you caught me slipping.
I'm gonna remember this because we had a whole discussion about this.
We did.
So if you slip up,
And you're right. It is my fault if I slip up. So you notice that there's a door leading into the next pathway. Would you guys like to proceed onward?
I'm good to go.
Sure.
All right. Your
Don't be
group,
mad at me.
your group opens and enters into the next doorway. There's a large chamber with runic symbols on the floor. There are a few more corpses here, and Vrost, you notice a cloak in particular on one of the corpses.
Well, that answers the question of who was here before us.
There's a cloak in the far end, right over there.
We're just gonna skirt around the outside here. We're just gonna investigate.
What's in the middle?
In the middle, it is a large circle. I will need investigations from everybody.
Check.
Can I do notice?
You can do a notice because of your skill. Fuck. Oh. All right.
Card time.
All right.
If anything pings off the eye, then that's 5.
Yep. There's definitely some stuff that pings off the eye. For you, Mordecai, the thing that pings off the eye is coming from the body that Vross is investigating.
Wait. To Vrost.
At this point, like, Ross is already, like, kneeling down. He's like, what?
Something on that body is pinging on the eye.
Yeah, it's probably, like, the only remaining piece of thing after everything else is decomposed, Mordecai. As I pull on the cloak.
You see a body that's there. It
Ugh.
maybe maybe days, maybe weeks. It's hard to tell.
It's still fresh, isn't it? Like it's got that stank on it.
Yeah.
Is the glow in
Actually-
the shape of the cloak, or is the glow in a particular shape on the body?
Surprisingly enough, it doesn't have as much stink because you see the green energies that still kind of pulsate around the room. Mordecai, it's much similar to the previous room. The process is being slowed, but it's didn't meet a favorable end.
Hmm. Once again, just for a point of clarity, is the glow on the body in the shape of the cloak or something smaller?
There's something smaller, and as Ross lifts the cloak, there's a revolver at the man's side that appears to have been glowing.
I'm gonna sit there and put my my gun on my back and pick up the revolver and take a look at it. Is this something I would recognize on somebody?
Ross, because of your background too, I'm going roll me lore, but with advantage.
All right.
Oh, well, I guess that's it.
Yeah, I can still give it to you with the 0. You see that this is the body of someone in Bane's guard. It is... Second. It is Gawain.
Wayne, who is part of Bane's.
There are 5 crew members who are part of an old guard who still keep to some older traditions. Even though Bane requested that they be absolved, these 5 members have kept up the tradition of... Actually, Ross, come with me over to private channel.
Mm.
Hey there, Vrost. So, Vrost, the revolver is called the Last Call. It is a Bane Vault weapon. It is Gawain's revolver. Is his piece. Gawain is part of the Fox Guard, or FAUX as in false. You know it as the 5 impersonators of Bane, who go and either do missions impersonating as him or for him. It was a part of an old tradition that they would have for the leader of the Bane clan as a sense of protection for the person who inherited the right to rule. It was something that they did in service to someone that they failed loyalty to. The current leader, Lord Zivelin Bane, always named as, requested that this tradition be absolved, but these 5, Lancer, Arthur, Xena, Simon, and Gawain, felt necessary to keep the tradition alive. Even though they were part of a younger crew, they still wanted to do that. And is yours to take if you should so wish. It is a sight to
Looking
see.
closely at this revolver. What am I looking at when it comes down to the Last Call?
The stone fragment that you see in it is a purple moonstone fragment. Like it is the top of the barrel is full encased in purple, and it has runic markings similar to your own rifle, but in a highly different facet. I can give you more specs when you get back to the Isle and talk with someone else, or unless if you want to just see what it could potentially do, that is up to your call and discretion. If you would like to know anything else, I can tell you right now, and then it is up to your discretion what you want to divulge to the group, being that even though they are outsiders, there are some things that you do keep close to the vest. Is there anything else that you would like to know? I told you about Gawain. It does appear that he has fallen, and you actually see the golden mask tucked away underneath with him, or what you presume is it. It looks similar to your own octopus mask that was there. But it has different designs, the shape of a bird on the front, but fully like Eldorado gold.
What Frost is gonna do is that he's gonna reach down and take that mask and tuck it under his duster and place it with the octopus mask.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely try to obscure it from the others.
Okay.
And with the other hand, he's going to kind of pick up that revolver and he's going to hold it out to use that as like a focal piece for them to look at as he's kind of tilted back and forth while using his other hand for the maneuver.
Roll me one quick deception, and I'll give you a +1 to that. Or stealth. Deception or stealth, if you...
I'm going to do stealth.
Okay.
Fate point to re-roll that.
Okay. And then +1, so 2?
Yes.
And you can, if you want to, spend fate points on other aspects to still chain other things. So you don't have to stop at one fate point if you want to spend other things, but this is up to your discretion.
Well, actually, because he wants to keep that mask like secret because it's something that doesn't really get put out there.
Yep.
So I'm going to use another fate point to bump that up by another 2.
Okay, so 4, done. So,
yeah, it's going to be a 4 total.
So keep that in check and keep that in mind. Anything
Yep.
else that you want to ask or do?
So let's see. The last call, which is a revolver. He said the mask was solid gold,
Solid gold.
bird-like,
Bird-like.
and Gawain is G-W-A-N-E.
G-A-W-A-I-N.
G-A-W-A.
Gawain, yeah. G-A-W-A-I-N.
Okay. All right. As for the nitty-gritty details on the last call, just when we get back to Bane Isle, I'd like a little write-up about it. That way I can have it on hand.
Will do. You heard whispers though that it was a weapon that he took pride in, that made his fights kind of fair almost. Go down to a 1v1 showdown with whoever he was fighting. It felt like is what you kind of recall, some loose little bit of information. All right. Anything else, friend? We're ready to go back?
That'll do that, and we're up there, and they're gonna just see him kind of pick up the revolver and kind of focus on that, and not see the other hand.
Yep.
Awesome.
Done.
Up we go.
Let's go.
For now.
All right, and we're back.
Hello?
Hello, friends.
Saw some rolls. They didn't look very good. Hope everything's all right.
Everything's all right. Ross took a moment.
I'll do some recollection in his memory to figure out who it was.
Yep.
Hmm.
The rest of you, what are you all doing? Garreth, I gotta get back
Yeah,
to your
Garreth rolled
roll.
an 8 that we gotta.
Yeah. So the other, real quick, so I can get to the big one. Delashi, you notice the pot on the other side appears to have more fragments. No, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Another fragment.
Fragment?
Another
Okay.
fragment. Like one
Okay.
fragment.
What color?
Although it is a red moonstone fragment.
Okay, I'll take it.
Mordecai, you of course notice the chest on the side. It appears to be empty, but also has that sigil of the Bane crest. Noticing everything else in the room, there, much like before, there appears to be some sort of power source underneath the center structure that you saw. Garreth, now for you. Oh, yeah, and I already told you about the gun too that you saw. Garreth, for you specifically, you see that the etchings and markings on the floor are not what you should be seeing at this temple. The etchings and runings on the floor are of a different design entirely that really, really pique your interest. because you know you've seen them before. As you see that sigil pop up.
Oh.
You kind of
Okay,
trace
that.
and look over them. You kind of try to recall and repeat the bit of motion that you had training with Bane for that little moment on the aisle, and seeing that this is that same sigil that has some sort of connection potentially with that Black Moonstone. As you do, you also take a look over and see that there are certain creatures that are depicted along the walls. And you actually know them to be loopers. Along all the walls, you see pictographs of these creatures. And as you look at them, you actually see everyone. Place where you should be in this. Well, let me readjust because Dalashi should be here. Mordecai, I would say, would be here, and Garreth would be right here. As that happens and you look through, you see a looper actually come through. It kind of poofs and kind of poofs itself into the room, seemingly out of nowhere, and taking you a bit by surprise. Its body forming right here as it goes down and sweeps into the runic circle itself and takes a chunk out of the room, carving more of it in there, and then disappearing.
So, Gareth, what do you think would happen if I stepped on that?
Well, I can tell you there's some sort of power source underneath it.
Motions to skeletons.
Hmm.
So this creature like swooped in and like phased through and grabbed a chunk of Black Moonstone. Is that what I'm gonna understand?
It didn't grab a chunk of Black Moonstone. So the Moonstone, the Black Moonstone rune symbol. So a symbol with 7 moons. So whenever you cast magic, you see symbols.
Yeah.
And usually a symbol or sigil is cast. Usually 1 through 6, each representing a different moon. 1 for green moonstone, 2 for blue moonstone, so on and so forth, to 6 for silver. This shows 7 moons, and what Garreth is describing to the rest of the party, I assume, unless you're telling me otherwise, describes that there are 7 moon phases drawn into the rock itself. There's actually an underlying, underneath this sigil is another sigil, which was originally a green moonstone sigil. And the looper that poofed in took a more chunk of rock and worked to complete more of this sigil.
Oh, so it was adding to the sigil.
It was turning it from the other sigil into this sigil.
Oh. Hmm.
So it was turning it, originally it was a green moon sigil,
Yeah, okay.
turning it into a black moon sigil, carving out the rest and away from the rock itself.
It is disconcerting.
I kind of want to touch it.
Oh man.
Before you do, would you mind giving me a hand over here? I'm going to
Sure.
swap. Well, be careful what you agree to. I'm going to swap my eye module out to the spirit one.
The rest of you see Vrost kind of holstering the gun from the fallen, what looks to be Bane member.
Well, I'm sorry if you lost a friend.
It's tough to have a loss, but not much we can do about it now.
Vrost, do you take his signet pin?
Yep.
Okay. So you take his Bane clan emblem. Mordecai, what were you doing?
I was gonna swap to the spirit eye.
Okay.
Since we have a bunch of dead bodies in here and some black moonstone, I want to see what's going on here.
You do.
So the while she was helping me with that. So that's the
You-
tricky process.
You take about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes to get all this in place. It still kind of hurts a bit, taking a bit of time to adjust from one to the other. The rest of you, I need just from Garreth and Vrost, just roll me quick notice checks.
Jesus,
Right?
Garreth.
Jesus. Jesus.
Jesus, Frost.
Oh, damn it. Here's your damn card.
We're all limit break ready.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, seriously.
Frick. Alright. You both notice around the room, just various things. Frost, you find, extra 120 gold. Garreth, you find over more towards the northern section, you find yourself another moonstone fragment. This one being of the red moon as well as 60 gold. After this is all done, Mordecai, swapping out the eye, you take a moment, take a look, peer through. You get one very strong resonance and ping. And it's coming from the body that Ross is by.
I'm still trying to figure out what I do with that. I'll focus on that, I guess.
Do you go over to the body?
Yeah, I'm just gonna close that eye, and with my natural one, just kind of like navigate a little closer, and then switch to spirit eye, and because it's like I can really only see through one at a time. It's either like natural world or the spirit reflection, basically, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm swapping accordingly so I don't step on this.
Okay. You see a man full adornments. Almost looks like Bane himself. Just different kind of build and a bit more toned down. And you just see him sitting against the wall there.
So am I just looking at what he looked like before he decomposed? Or does he
Maybe.
look like conscious?
Are you doing anything?
Does this version look like it's alive to my eye?
To your one eye, it looks like he's alive almost.
Fuck it. Hello?
No response. Actually, roll me empathy.
Could I use rapport?
Not on this one.
That's fine. Ooh, that's not good.
No response. His body almost kind of starts to frizz and fizz. You get kind of flashes, very jarring flashes of him fighting, and that's what you see.
Could I... Fuck it, I'm gonna burn a fate point on this. Could I actually tap into my trouble curiosity to reroll this?
Sure, I'll go for that.
Standard roll still. That's just the one better.
It hits you flash after flash after flash. Him fighting, taking out his gun, shooting different creatures, monsters, ones like you saw before, and new ones. Actually, one giant one. That's a very aggressive flash. Take 1 point of will.
Ooh. Well,
The visions coming and popping your eye of all these different battles. It's almost like you're taking it yourself.
okay. I'm assuming I'm seeing his last moments.
Potentially, yes. You see that he was in that very last aggressive flash. I'll give it to you because you took the point. You saw a very large monster-like creature with different tendrils and eyes popping up all around. And it was not a good fight. And then even though it was not a good fight, for some reason it was pulled back and now he's here.
Okay, so this isn't where he fell.
This isn't it looked like he was fighting somewhere else, but then came right here.
Okay.
But it also doesn't make sense with some of the other memories, because you see him fighting in this temple against monsters that you've seen here. But then that last memory flickering into that other place it's off-putting, it's jarring. And then he's still right here.
Okay, that's enough of that for now. I'm gonna put the bandana back over the eye and just process that for a moment. Whew.
Not a problem.
Sorry?
Not a problem. Vrost, are you doing anything? Anything else?
They're going through and grabbing what I need to grab for identification. I'm going to turn around, look at the sigil, and just look over at Mordecai. What's the deal with this?
The deal with what? This is a broad term.
I point to the sigil on the ground.
Your guess is as good as mine, I'm afraid. When I looked at it with the tech eye, did it look like there's some sort of like particular color or power source, or was I just seeing the green layer?
It looked green, but it looked odd. It looked
very.
It almost looked like the green turned into something different.
There's a very strange layer of green moonstone energy underneath the sigil. It's almost tainted, odd. I genuinely have no idea what to do with this, but...
Is there any way we can interrupt the sigil, whether to like disfigure it or even interrupt the energy?
Damn, would I know that?
That is up to you to try. You can... Whatever you would like to do with it, you could leave it alone. You could attempt to have Dalashi mess with it. You could have Garreth inspect it more.
Let me mess with it.
There's
I
a
want to mess with it.
whole
Let me
lot of
touch
things.
it. I want to touch it.
I almost want to invoke Dalashi's trouble.
Do it. Do
but
it.
I'm gonna leave.
Give me a fate point. Do it.
You've got enough fate points.
You don't scare me, Mark.
Dalashi.
Oh, you can fix that.
Roll me wild magic.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, DM scares you now.
Okay. So I'm just rolling magic, right?
No, I got it for you. I got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me write down this number.
Oh god, this is perfect. This is actually of that. Oh man. All right,
This is
42.
gonna be cool.
I can't even look this one up. I gotta pull up the other sheet.
Garrett's just gonna look over and be like, "The fuck are you doing?"
I want to touch it.
You all
No.
see Dalashi's hands
I want to touch it.
glow.
Can I run over and shove him? Can I invoke babysitter?
No,
Oh,
don't stop it.
Mordecai's mid-sentence.
Roll me
I
magic.
don't know what we could do about this, but it looks like Dalashi's about to own.
You see Dalashi's hands glow. Garreth, you can roll. Physique. Physique to pull Dalashi away. Because I really don't know what I can even give you in this situation because of what that number is.
A better DM. Totally kidding.
Your friend's getting in trouble, CJ.
No!
Dalashi, roll me magic.
Oh, I'm not sure I need to be excited about that one.
All right. 39
It's okay. I'll be okay. I'm not afraid.
These are good words to live by, with the keyword being live.
Frick. That's the third tier. Oh shit. Alright, Delashi. This will be
Yes?
interesting. Garreth, the moment you go to pull Delashi away, and you kind of do, you get like a like one space and square away. I'll
They
say,
moved!
The symbol moved.
Yep. You try to pull Delashi away as Delashi's arms and hands glow and radiate black energy.
Oh.
As Delashi just points their arms at the sigil, and the whole sigil caves and indents, gets pulled and ripped down further deeper into the temple. The whole circle structure just goes and caves in.
Oh shit.
It impresses further, deeper, and almost caves in on itself, compacting itself. The sigil getting smaller and smaller. Mordecai, well, you don't have the tech IN now, so
No.
the sigil getting smaller and smaller. Delashi is compressing this sigil, and all the little the moonstone energy that was underneath, collapsing it almost into a compact form. It is, well, sorry, not a compact form, but much more compact than it was. It is now compressed to twice the size it was.
Is it twice as in half, or?
As in half, like it is compressed down to half the size. The energy from it is very vibrant and now fully shifted. You see the green, well, no, you don't have your eye in.
I swapped.
Yep. The green energy pulses and goes dark, like a dark, vibrant green, and you just see it there, and it kind of waves over it. Like you've seen Delashi before when Delashi activated their limit break. It does that now for the sigil. And in a circle around the whole sigil, it almost looks like you're looking at somewhere else.
This way.
I want to step into it.
Uh,
I want to step into it.
Mordecai's just looking at it. Let's take that. And I just like kick a rock in so it lands on it, and that.
The
And
rock
I'm just
vanishes.
seeing if the rock. I'm just seeing if the rock contacting it does anything.
Everything that you throw into it just vanishes. You don't even see it. It looks like a sheet of velvet black. You know, like that black that encompasses other types of light.
Mhm.
Just disappears.
I would not recommend putting anything you cared about in there. Delashi.
TJ, you know?
I can't help it.
Do
I'm
you know?
curious. I can't help it. I want to go in.
I'm gonna wrap my arms around the child, pick her up, and turn her around and just hold him away and be like, no.
You have to go in and end up where?
No.
We don't know if that's going anywhere or if it's just getting
But at the same
dissolved.
time, the Nazi in me hurts.
Can we stick something else in it? Like half of something in it?
Baron picks up the body and tosses it in there.
Not the. Don't toss it all in there.
Which body?
Like, hold an arm.
The body that he's next to, after taking the identification pieces off, he's gonna lift it up and just
God.
eat right in there.
The whole body?
The whole body.
The
Wait,
whole
we
body
need, like, a piece
disappears.
sticking out to test this.
Gawain's
it
body now,
evaporates or something.
or sorry, the Bane member's body disappears into the blackness.
Okay, that didn't help us learn anything.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to.
Don't you have an arm on you, Mordecai?
The light slowly kind of shifts and doesn't fade, but it pulsates once.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna pull resources and see if I have any kind of like collapsible rod or tool on me. That's not my spear.
Roll me
Oh
resources.
yeah, don't put your spirit there.
This is also a
You do not. Not after the resource roll before with the potion bottle.
Okay.
Can I roll resources?
Well, hold on. I'm going to take the Vluin stun baton that I have on me.
Ah.
Yes.
Switch it off. How long is this thing? Just like 3 feet, maybe?
It's about the size of your forearm.
Okay, so fair enough. I'm gonna. Pardon me, Elder. I'm gonna pull the femur off of this thing and a strip of cloth, wrap that shit around, and would that be long enough? It's probably like 5 feet at that point to get part of it into.
5 feet.
Oh my god, that'd be cool. Okay.
Is
And then I see.
is that far enough that I can feasibly stick part of it into the event horizon of this black hole you have conjured for us?
You can try.
This here.
Yes.
You go to reach. How far are you sticking it? Like to where the outer circle is, or the inner circle?
Until something happens.
Until something happens. Okay, so you reach, and as you dip it in,
Oh, the music stopped. Oh god.
you get pulled.
Well, does it not just get ripped out of my hand, or do I like entirely get pulled in?
It rips it out of your hand and it pulls it into there.
Do I get pulled in at that point?
You don't. You feel like you were about to go in, and it just felt like it was a very heavy force, but not one that was like breaking you. It just was pulling at you.
Oh, do not like that.
Did it do anything to the baton?
Yes, it ripped it out of my hand to give me a nasty friction burn.
That's it?
It's not here anymore.
Okay. Level with me here, guys. Let me just jump in.
Karen jumps in.
Oh, Karen jumps in.
Daredevil.
What's Ferris?
He got Daredevil. He got
Once
Daredevil.
Ferris
No!
jumps in,
He got
Velocity
Daredevil.
jumps in too, on a second thought.
No. Oh, fucking my babysitter.
Oh, I gotta get.
Can I like blast Revelations at both of these idiots real quick?
Hold up. I'm setting up for the scene.
No.
Oh man. Oh.
Can I just blast like fucking Revlin in the center of this fucking thing and just keep it there and just be like, no one goes in.
Mark's words are ringing in my ears. I don't plan on killing any of your characters unless you do something blatantly stupid that there is no recovering from, i.e. jumping out of your ship or...
This I did not list among that thing, friend. Maybe?
I mean-
Huh?
I don't know.
I mean, have you guys ever thought maybe I know some things or something?
Well, if you had known some things, maybe you would share them instead of just offering to jump in.
Rust, you jump in, and you feel yourself get very heavy, and reality itself kind of turns, and what was up is now down, and you feel yourself standing on somewhere else, but it feels like you're standing on the ceiling.
Boop.
Everyone else, you just see that Rost jumped into this thing.
And so did Delashi, apparently.
Yeah,
Oh.
once I see Ross just go in, I'm like, okay, peace out, bye guys, and I just jump right in.
I'm gonna...
Oh no.
You get the same exact feeling.
I'm gonna glare at Garreth for a moment and say, you still think I'm the stupid one? Captain?
No, it's not that you were stupid. It's just choices you made were questionable. But you're daring. There's a
Well,
difference.
wait,
That
here.
points at the hole. That is stupid.
wait.
Garrett just,
We're not
just,
dead.
just fuming. I guess we don't know this
We
shit.
do not know that.
So Mark,
These two are very scared and worried for both of their
No,
crewmates.
no. They're not scared of Garrett's not scared of Garrett's just fucking pissed.
Oof. All right.
So, After seeing Frost and Delashi go in and having this little spout with Garrett.
Oh no. Oh, well, that was kind of. Yeah. I mean, we could just.
I'm going in.
All right.
And they're just, if they're still alive, then I'll try to save them.
Garreth, what are you doing? Are you staying or going in?
I'm gonna pull an office and stare into the camera like, really?
There's title quotes now below you that you could read, breaking the fourth wall, that say, "Really."
Do we have like like clamps? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of right now.
I assume you're jumping
so-
in.
I don't. Garreth doesn't want to. Garrett's like
Then
black magic.
you can stay out. You can stay out. That is perfectly fine.
I made a wisdom saving throw and I was like, nah.
All right.
So Mark, on the other side, Farron's gonna like take a look around. Is there like a hole that he popped out of?
There, like, you see the sigil itself below you.
We will not only
I just give a little hop and try to jump back through.
It doesn't let you jump back through at this moment, but you feel a little bit of a give, almost like you kind of feel your foot wanting to go through, but you feel a force pushing you this way that you just can't get through just yet.
Follow-up question, do we all appear in the same space?
You all pop appear in the same space.
I want you to know that you two are fucking idiots.
Oh, Mordecai,
The
you
same
followed
feeling.
us.
You feel the world shift on its head, and what is up should be down, and you feel like you're standing on the ceiling. As you look around, you see, well, Delashi, you see a very familiar scene. There are rocks all littered about, floating in a pitch black darkness. You can make very faint lights out in the distance. It looks dark, it looks deep. There is just an abundance of blackness, and staring at you all, Mordecai, this looks familiar, is a giant, I'll just show you real quick.
How the fuck does this look familiar? What?
This is what you saw in that very aggressive flash.
Oh.
Was a body with eyes and tendrils. And you just see it there resting.
Well, this is layer on top of that.
Like resting as in asleep, or
As
resting
in
dead?
it's dead. Like you see its eye has been shot up to ever live in hell.
Hey, Frost, I saw this when I stared at your friend back in the room, and I think this is what did them in. What?
This feels pretty sick.
Figured as much.
Like, yeah. Can we switch? Let's switch the.
And Farron pulls out his problem solver
Okay.
and just
'Cause I think the green.
loads up the big round.
It's already dead. You don't need to shoot it again.
It
You
might
pop,
have something
pop,
else
pop,
here.
Pop. Throw more other eyes that were lying limp on some of these stone floating fragments go bursting as Ross just takes a few shots. Ross, roll me magic.
Oh, did he? I thought he was just loading.
Oh no, so I loaded the blast in, fired off a few shots to make sure
Oh,
it
you
was
fired off your
dead.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, he just immediately destroys a bunch of these eyelets.
I'd like to take some of the rocks away from it.
You do so.
You said that there's a light?
There are lights off in the distance that you can't really see. It's almost like starlight. Like the area around you just looks like a glimmering galaxy, like looking out at space, like looking at the stars. But it's more with a deep blackness, and there's no huge source of light. But you do see this creature here. It doesn't have saliva at the moment, but its teeth curled in its corpse. You can smell that corpse coming there. Everyone roll me a quick will. Mordecai, for you it smells absolutely putrid. Like nauseous almost, like you want to throw up. Everyone else is taking a gulp of their breath.
Another one here.
Shall we continue on away from it?
As you try to take a step out of the sigil, it kind of holds you in place.
Hmm.
You kind of look about, just viewing the area. Anytime that you put a hand, it almost feels like a force is keeping you there. The bottom is now glowing, the sigil flickering. Flick, 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 flick. You all are back at Rixus, the temple. The energies that were underneath this section start to crumble and collapse. I need everyone, yeah. You all come back and you feel the force below you, and then you slowly feel it sinking.
Can I grab anything before it sinks? Like you said that there's moonstones, right?
No, there were stones, just like the rocks that were there.
Mm-hmm.
That were the tendrils were on. That's
No,
what it was.
I mean, on the floor. Now that we're back to the temple.
Oh, you're
Before it collapses.
the stones that were there were in the pots or other sections. This one is just the section itself, the power source. You collapsed it into itself and you basically jump-started it back again.
Hmm.
So I need an athletics roll from all of you, real quick.
Can I pop my limit break?
Yeah, you can pop your limit break. You see all of them come right back up. Their feet kind of bouncing on the sigil again. As the sigil itself slowly starts to fall into the ground. You all successfully jump off of it and make your way to safety as it now collapses in and destroys itself.
You can use anything but the top ones. The Kristens and these
That was
my friends from LARP.
extremely lucky.
More of those black creatures from before, those loopers, come out, each going
Still might work.
where the circle was,
That's boring.
and they kind of lower themselves. If anyone wants to do anything, they can, but they lower themselves to where the sigil was, put their rings down, and kind of slump. You hear a laughter come from each of them as they disappear.
As they're laughing and fading, I'm gonna unbandage my eye and see if I see anything else and be upside down.
Unfortunately not. There's still a strong glow coming from the dead Bane member, but that is about it.
Okay. So, put that away.
I just organize this forever. We can know what.
Garrett's gonna reach into a pocket and he's gonna pull out a bandana. It's a red bandana with like a more intricate gold trim. He's gonna tie it around his face, cover like his lower half. And you see like his eyes get into more of a serious kind of look.
You don't want to come join us?
Are you alright?
That's what I was trying to ask you with pizza.
We got a job to do. Let's finish it now. Says cocking his gun.
Doesn't answer my question, but
Garreth, everyone is back.
I don't give a fuck. I'm moving on.
You're upset
Fucking
at
pissed.
them? Understandably so. A upset Garreth walks off from you all as going over to one of the other doorways and looks about and opens it, clicking
I need something.
to an open section, a deep chasm running through the temple.
Yeah, I have a lot for remaining students. Got that for days. Exactly.
Garreth, you look onward. You see an open temple chamber. You look down into a bit more of the blackness that is there. It's kind of upsetting, really, because it just reminds you more of what was in the previous area. You can cuddle the outer wall to make your way around if you should so please. What are the rest of you doing? Garreth is upset and moving on from you all.
I. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, Delashi would just be like, "We're fine." Like, I don't understand why Garreth is so upset.
I do. That was incredibly stupid.
Was it?
We were lucky, but nothing terrible happened.
I mean, all we did was jump in and jump out. Nothing really happened to us.
Yes, but were you certain that nothing would?
Depends.
So I'm going to read that as a no. I jumped in to see if I could make a difference, but I did not know if I was coming back.
What?
Frost, what are you doing?
Totally did not.
Kind of following after Garreth.
All right. You see Garreth looking onward onto the chasm, and subtle deformations of the temple, a rupture, just the deep blackness of some of the temple being destroyed. There's a pathway over to the left, but not much. There's just Garreth's looking onward, taking a few huffs and breaths of it all.
As we're walking, I'm going to try to, like, get to a point where I could, like, just slap a hand on each of their shoulders, like, stupid or not, I'm glad they're all back.
Me too.
Kind of shrugs your hand off his shoulder.
Oh. Well, Delashi accepts Mordecai's hand on his shoulder.
Garreth,
Does this mean you're not mad at me anymore?
We'll talk about it.
Garreth, you were leading the party. What are you doing?
I guess he's just gonna follow a little bit of what he can.
Follow down further into the chasm. It stretches onward into a very narrow ridge. You're able to find a pathway to lead you to another section of the chamber. Sorry, let me make sure I update it over here. Forgot. Not on dual monitors. I keep forgetting about my secondary. You work your way and you find another door at the far end. Your crewmates trailing not too far behind you. Mordecai, you look over to the side. It's a bit of a deep chasm, but you've already tried one risky stunt. I don't know if you want to jump this. Maybe you could make it, but look before you leap.
Yeah, do I see any sign of anything down in the deep?
Doesn't look to be anything down there.
Is there a stray piece of rubble I could potentially kick and try to count how long it takes to hear noise?
Sure.
Alright.
You do so.
1,
Flunk,
2,
flunk.
3.
It hits a lower floor, bottom.
About how long did that take?
I want to say
That's about it.
about
That's better.
what you could gauge. I'm not good on the time that it would, but I would say 40 feet, maybe more.
Not that fun drop.
Not a fun drop.
Go to these rubber bands, and pull them out. So I can
Delashi,
fabric
anything on
Yes.
your mind? The scenes that played behind you and the reckless actions. There's a mix of a lot of feelings in the air, and you kind of feel them all coming at you at once.
Okay, go ahead and wrap everything around me.
Delashi's just kind of quiet,
All that, and then roll it.
thinking to himself. Kind of just following Garreth.
All right. Rust.
Also scanning the room and just kind of do some mathematics instead. Comes to the conclusion that there is no way that he'll be able to get across that, and he's just kind of
It's a bit of
seeing
a
what
mighty
alternate options.
leap.
Looking down this way, we see any more past this section?
There is another pathway down further lower. The jump is much closer, I would say. I would actually draw. Oh, jeez. No. I wanted a shape. Why did you give me a custom? There we go.
Oh no, wasn't enough.
Sure, I'll just fill this in. There.
All the way down.
There's a double gap to the southern section
Take your finger out.
that you could be able to cross, or there's seems to be a door right over here on the edge. On this bit.
Gonna go push ahead towards the door.
All right. Thank you, Garreth. Push towards the door, you peer in. A massive web of cobwebs and everything else. Old, dirty, dusty, everything. The lights here are pretty dim, and you see sacks and little creations on the sidelines.
That's the eggs, rocks, shrooms.
Eggs, rocks, shrooms, all of the above.
Ugh.
Gareth's gonna take the torch and just, reach in and just,
Burn it.
Dab, 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 dab.
yeah.
A little fire
just
over here, a little fire over there.
Yeah.
How long is your arm? I would say
He's what, 6'3"?
6'3". Yeah.
I can measure that for you. That's how tall I am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dylan. Measure your own arm. You grab the torch and you hold it aloft. As you burn one of the egg sacs, just spiders come crawling all over it, and
Nope.
almost trying to catch onto the torch itself. Every time they jump, they just combust into flames.
From shoulder joint to top of the first knuckle, that's about 27, 28 inches.
That's 2 feet.
Whew. You're just enough to reach and then pull your arm back fast before they just all try to swarm your arm.
Oh
But what
god.
tries to swarm? I'm sorry, I was...
Spiders.
Spiders.
Spiders?
Yep.
I mean, if we're going to burn it down, then... Frost, do that fire magic. It looks like you need to kill something.
Aim the problem solver down, make sure it's on blast, and we're just let's take a look here at what giant fire blast I could just shoot down this thing.
Oh Jesus.
Is there any way I could boost his magic with like the wind?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can do a combination magic that no one's tried yet.
I've always thought about that.
I
Like,
know
come on.
you've thought about it, but no one's tried. It's fine. So which spells would you like to combine? As I get back into music,
I got haircut for us now. Yay!
I'll go back to the spooky catacombs now that we're done with the healing room and everything else.
Garreth, what are you thinking? Pyriz or something a little stronger?
Because he can do Levelum, which is the third tier, which is a blast of air and volley of air, water blades, assault to target. Just, And then I think
So Wevless and Pyron?
and
For
think that Weblum and Pyrus would allow it to almost intensify the heat and cause for a stronger flame because it's feeding more oxygen into it. But you know, that's my thought process right now.
Yeah, that is a possibility. Magical combinations are interesting. Their effects are more so determined on the base spell. So with Rost cocking his gun, you can add whatever measures you would like to see fit with your spells. So if you would like to take a spell, and I will add a measure from that into it.
So he's doing Pyrus?
He's doing Pyrus, yes. So he's doing a large flame combustible explosion blast. But where if you were to add in Webless, you would turn those fire blasts into condensed blades that sweep and swirl around the whole area, catching fire and kind of conducting like mini pot shots around the hall.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Oh, sounds good.
Both of you roll magic.
Impressed with us.
All right. Everything in that hallway just catches and consumes, gets sliced, shredded. Almost like throwing a torrent of wind into the area as flames follow that torrent and just cut up everything with heat and fire, and slicing, just sparking off in each direction. You actually catch a few traps that way too, as they get busted into the sidelines. It illuminates the whole hallway. Unfortunately, the only problem with that is it also puts, well, the torches in the room itself are all ablaze, and it is a hellfire hallway now. You could probably put that out with some regular just webless,
Yeah,
if you would like.
I can do that.
Slow clap from Mordecai.
Slow clap from Mordecai. Garreth, I won't have you roll it for it. You put out the fires. You fan the flame. Not fan the flames. You put out the fires with another magic cast, and the rest of your group is able to proceed onward unhindered, deeper into the ruins. Your group, amiably quiet, still recollecting on prior events. As you get to about here, though, you see something. You see a silver creature that just kind of looks at you all. Its form a little familiar.
Fox?
It's a fox,
This bitch.
and it looks at all of you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ooh, big tease, big tease.
As you see the fox of Eris, the Sylvialite who you had a run-in with back at the ghost train, as its form just turns it and looks at you all and cocks its head inquisitively. You all see it, presumably with mixed emotions. So yeah, a cliffhanger note for right there that we'll leave on for next session.
Was its name Keeples or Vo?
Its name was Vo.
I had to dig deep into notes for that one.
The brand of the partner slime species that they're called are called Pupils.
That's right.
All right, and for those of you who are still watching, thank you. Thank you very much for putting up with everything, with my rattled mess of trying to make sure everything was on task, on plan, and trying to get everything going. And Players, thank you guys for putting up with me this session. Some notes hit really high, some notes had a bit of lows, and I'm sorry for all those that got strewn to the chaos of this whole past week.
Oh, it's okay.
Well, with that, if anyone has any final notes, feel free to say them on stream.
Just trying to catch up on my actual notes.
There you go. I will say, for those watching, thank you guys. Have a lovely night. We'll wrap up when anybody else has any final notes or anything. Ross, were you about to say something?
Yeah, once we get all finished up here, I need to pull you away, because I have questions for you that are for Roll20 based, so I just kind of want to pick your brain on some things.
Not a problem, friend. Well, for that, see you all next time on the Arcadian campaign. We'll pick up with our little friend Vo here and see what it has in store for our crewmates. Ah.